Hello everyone, and welcome to Survival Live. I'm so glad I'm able to do this again, as of course last week I was feeling maybe a little bit under the weather would be a good way of putting it. I think I slept for 14 hours one of the days this week, but I'm feeling quite a bit better, and I hope everyone is doing well also. This is of course December the 17th, so we're actually getting pretty close to Christmas and the holidays, and it looks like our Minecraft world is also getting ready for that, as it is snowing and it's rather festive, although I'm sure knowing YouTube's compression settings, it probably looks fairly blurry because there's so many small objects. Either way, I hope everyone's doing well today, and they're having a good Saturday so far. I guess technically there could be some people where this is incredibly early morning Sunday, but that might only happen a little bit later on in the stream. But I'm glad that everyone is doing well, it seems anyway. Of course, we have our friends in this world with Granny Smith there and the skeleton skull. But either way, the point of today's stream is more specific than what I usually do, and that is we're going to be end raiding. Now, we don't necessarily have to be end raiding at this stage, we do have a lot of loot, but I thought there are so many ancient cities that are underneath where we are. And in fact, a little while ago I gave out the seed for this world. If you want to know what the seed is, you can simply go to my Discord server, and then from that Discord server, go to the announcement page, scroll up, and I do share the seed there. The seed itself, I think, has about 18 or 20 ancient cities in this mountain range, and that's a lot of ancient cities for sure. Obviously, every single ancient city is also quite large, and so because of that, there is a large amount of loot as well that I think we can get our hands on, and potentially get ourselves maybe a little bit more leveled up before we attempt any more large projects. It seems like we have a goat here that was trapped, I guess, between streams. I'm not sure if we'll have to keep this one or not, but it does have both the horns on its head, so maybe we can do something with that. I also noticed, I don't remember what we were doing last stream specifically, but I do notice that we have a lot of ores on us, so I guess we'll have to put those away. Of course, to raid the ancient city, there is a huge list of materials we're actually going to need, and so the first bit of the stream is going to be gathering those, but it's still going to be exciting because there are some really important things we're going to need to get our hands on, and the first one is actually glass. Now, obviously glass isn't that interesting, but what is interesting is that with glass we can make glass bottles and then create night vision potions. So night vision is incredibly important if you want to be raiding the ancient cities, and the reason why, of course, is that the ancient cities are in the deep dark biome, and as that name would suggest, it's, well, dark, and so we need something to make it be a bit lighter so we can actually efficiently see around. And hopefully the snow actually stops fairly soon, as I know the compression makes it fairly hard to see, but either way, we can basically get the materials here for our golden carrots. I don't usually craft golden carrots, I'll just get them from villagers, but at this point we may as well, as we don't really have a big villager area set up. Although we did do some villager trading earlier, I guess it must have been last stream or the stream before, and got ourselves mending, because our elytra does now have mending on it, which is pretty cool to have. And so we're going to plant all those carrots down, of course, again. And we have about 2 stacks. We're not actually going to need very much at all, and the reason why is that we're not eating these, we're just making those into the potions, and 1 golden carrot will give us 3 potions of night vision, which is going to be almost half an hour or 24 minutes of that effect. So that's pretty good, and especially we do have the shulker boxes. That's another thing we're going to need, and we can use that to store all the loot. We may die, we only have 7 levels though, and so it's kind of a perfect time to raid the end, really, or raid the ancient city. And of course, the great thing about that is we don't have to worry about if we do die, we're not really going to lose anything, it'll just be somewhat inconvenient, so we'll just make sure to have our spawn point set. Now, I'm not going to really bother sorting the current items in my inventory, although I do want to make sure we have a good supply of arrows, because a powerful bow with arrows is actually one of the only really easy ways of defeating the Warden. So we have to go to our gold supplies here, which are fairly large, and we're going to have to craft it from blocks into ingots, and from ingots into nuggets. And then we'll just make here by, of course, fully surrounding a carrot in the crafting grid there, some golden carrots. And I can't actually remember the last time I crafted golden carrots, just because I always, by the time I need them, buy them from villagers. But we'll make maybe Probably 8 golden carrots is enough, honestly. Might be fun to make more than that, but we don't really need to, so I think we'll just stick with 8. Now, of course, there are some other ingredients we need to make these night vision potions to prepare us. And again, welcome to everyone who's just joining on the stream right now. Today we're going to be doing end raiding, and so we're going to start by preparing for that end raiding. Another thing we'll actually need to find is a large amount of gunpowder, because with that gunpowder we can then have more ability to sort of move around that ancient city and not have an issue. And also welcome to Brandon Gentry, and thank you for the $2 super chat. It says, here we go, best time of the week. Well, I really enjoy doing these live streams as well, and this is actually going to be the last live stream of the year, because I'll be on sort of a Christmas vacation for a little bit, and the next stream would actually be on the 24th. I'm assuming most people would prefer spending Christmas not watching a live stream. Now, maybe some people would, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who would still get viewing it, but I will be visiting some family at that time, so I won't be able to. However, this is going to be an awesome stream to end off this year's live streams, and so we're going to do some incredible ancient city raiding. Alright, so what we're looking for right now is glass. If we have some sand, that of course will work as well. And we actually have 56 sand right here, so we'll just place down some furnaces, and with a lot of the coal that we gathered in the last stream, then we can use that. In fact, we have an insane amount of coal. I didn't realize how much was there. But of course, with that coal, we can smelt that into glass and then continue on from there. I think I actually have a huge supply of the furnaces, but I put them away somewhere, so I'm not sure if I want to look for those or not. I'll probably just craft a couple new ones. It's not really going to matter too much, and there's some other things we're going to need to gather as well. Now obviously there's some potions that we could also use that might be useful, like let's say fire resistance could be really good. However, there's not that much of a danger, and I think that one of the best things we can do is to not sleep this coming night, and then during that night we can kill a bunch of creepers. We do have a looting 3 sword, which means that gaining a huge amount of XP, and also gaining a huge amount of gunpowder of course, isn't going to be that difficult. We might even make a second brewing stand, or I guess just place down a second one. And we do have a decent amount of blaze powder, because when we were first getting the supplies to kill the ender dragon there, I think we gathered a little bit too much of the blaze powder. And so we'll put that down there. And we also need to make sure we have enough nether wart and redstone dust. But I think in terms of all that, we're doing good. No, there's the furnaces and some glass, so we don't have to wait for that to smelt. We can simply make the glass bottles like this, by of course putting it in each of the slots here and crafting the glass bottles just like that. And we have 24. Of course, we can fill those up with water and then smelt them. And someone said I said end raiding. Yeah, I said end raiding a couple times, but it is Ancient City Raiding. The title of the video is correct. I did do a end raiding stream a while ago, but there's not really any need for night vision if we're doing end raiding, which we're not. We're doing the Ancient City Raid. So let's actually grab 2 hoppers. So a really good trick of Minecraft, if you're trying to sort of make a quick little brewing system that can be pretty easy, is to get some hoppers. Now I don't actually see our iron supplies. We must have moved it. Here is some non-smelted iron. We'll just switch it out there and we'll get that cooking. There could also be some in here. There's 10 iron blocks. I think we're out because we used it for our beacon, which is set up where our new base is going to be soon. That's fine. So for now, we just need to make 2 chests, and then we can craft that into hoppers, and we already have some chests pre-crafted. And something I would ask is, when you play Minecraft, how often do you brew? I was actually surprised. I did a community post a little while ago asking if people had to get rid of one of these features, or I think it was actually they could only keep one of the features, which ones would they keep? And a huge amount of people, surprisingly enough to me anyway, decided that they would not want brewing in the game over, let's say, Elytra or something. Now for me, I would definitely keep brewing over any of the other options, I think, just because brewing is something that there's so much you can do with it, and there's also, you know, a lot of things like, let's say, basically anything underwater you can't really do without brewing unless you have a conduit, but even then it's not perfect, of course, since conduits need a big range. And so it made me kind of realize there's probably a lot of players that don't really brew at all in their worlds, and they just don't play the game in that way. But either way, you just put the hopper on top of the brewing stand there, and you let the items go through in the correct order, and that'll eventually brew into the potions that we need. And so we can put all of our extra supplies back here and sort of let them do that. Now, there is an ancient city directly beneath us, but we've almost fully raided it, and we will take a second look at it real quick. Not right now, but it's directly below us there. But there's another 18 ancient cities around here, or at least about 18, and we're going to take a look at those. I do have the seed map of this world loaded up, and we'll make sure to use that to make it a little bit easier to find those ancient cities. But honestly, I don't think we need it, because more or less underneath each one of these mountain peaks is another ancient city, and that's kind of how this generates. But in the chat here we have some great comments. Someone says they enjoy potions actually. I was the reason they know how to brew. It was the first vid of mine that they watched. Well, I'm glad that you enjoy that. Definitely a lot of people subscribed from my potion brewing video, the original one. I did post a new potion brewing video that kind of covers more than the original one did and goes a bit quicker. But of course both potion brewing videos have certain features in them that are more useful than others. We don't have a lot of levels, but something that could be really useful for us is if we had a power bow, but I don't think we have a book that's power or anything like that, so we can't really use it. Overall, though, things are looking decent, and as we let those potions brew through, actually they should be done already. There we go, there's the night vision. We'll do another batch of potions, and we'll also get together some other things that you always want to have. Now, one thing I think that we should look out for is not only having a bed, but probably actually bringing multiple beds and also a really good supply of wool. Now, wool is really vital when you're raiding the ancient city because it helps block the signals from reaching things. But as you can see, we have a problem, which is we have like half a stack of wool. So definitely not enough for what we need. However, something that is really crazy is actually there is an insanely large amount of wool that generates already inside the ancient city. So all we need to do is bring a good amount of shears, and that should be enough to get us all the wool we'll need. So we'll just make sure to bring some iron, and that'll be fine. Now also, I don't remember where I put all my shulker boxes. I think they're here. I guess I didn't craft them into boxes yet, so we'll probably craft 3 shulker boxes. I guess 2 more, so we have 3 total. That's actually crazy. We have over 2 stacks of shulker shells, so if we ever do need a project with a lot of those, we definitely have it. Someone said best tip for house building. Probably it would be to make sure to use a large variety of different blocks. I did have a video a little while ago on how to build a starter base, but it kind of covers a lot of building tricks there as well. Anyway, it looks like it's night, so it's a perfect time to go hunting creepers. We may as well even drink a potion of night vision, because why not? We actually have them. So we'll do that and we'll watch all this light up, just like this. And there we go. So he's so crazy drinking the night vision, it sort of seems like cheating in a sense. Of course it's not, but it is similar to, let's say, in a lot of games having like a full bright effect, where you can see everything at the full brightness. So we might even switch out our elytra for the chest plate, I'm not sure. But let's deal with some of these creepers first. Oh, our sword doesn't knock back, that's not ideal. I just noticed that right now. So we have to be careful of that. So I'll probably go over here. The ice sort of, in dealing with creepers, definitely makes it more difficult. Yeah, we'll switch this out for the chest plate for now. Actually, we don't have any food on us, we should probably head back. A little bit unprepared for this. But I actually think we have some potatoes I cooked between the streams that are just at our base there. And we'll let those skeletons and zombies fight each other as we go over and get the rest of our supplies. It's actually funny how the clouds sort of turn dark there with the night vision potion on. I'm not sure if it's because of the potion, or maybe just because it's in the middle of the night. But either way, we'll head back here, and it's funny because it definitely looks like it's day, but of course it is nighttime there. So we'll get ourselves some food. We have, here we go, a whole stack of the potatoes, and that should be enough that we don't really have an issue. But again, with a low number of levels, obviously players don't prefer to die, but there's not really any major downfall with dying if you have a low number of levels. And so because of that, we don't really have to be too cautious, but I don't think we'll have really an issue. I guess also a shield would be good. We'll put that in our offhand just in case we need to protect ourselves from this. And again, the reason why we're fighting the creepers is to get gunpowder, because that'll help us later on. So we got that, and there's only 1 gunpowder, which is not actually that much considering that we do have looting 3, which is like the fortune enchantment for a sword, of course. Now I do see another creeper over here. We'll actually be careful to kind of maybe lure the creeper onto an area where there's no ice, and then we can sort of go around here without the issue of it sliding. We could even try and get a music disc, because we have both the skeleton and the creeper there. But it doesn't really matter, and of course also we're not going to get the looting effect then, so we won't get the extra bone meal out of it. And I also remember, actually, now that I'm fighting the mobs here, I did another stream a little while ago that was talking about the most difficult nighttime sort of hostile mob, and it seems like most people guessed skeletons for that as well, or sort of had skeletons be the most difficult, and I would say they definitely are. Things like zombies, of course, are really easy to deal with, or spiders, you can just kind of clean them up really easily. But with skeletons, they're kind of more difficult, especially since mobs tend to generate in big groups, and so because of that, it can be hard to make them all sort of at once be able to be gotten rid of, or then you'll just have a large group of skeleton archers coming after you. So we'll get this. So that's a big problem right there. You'll notice I hit the sheep, or not the sheep, but the goat, as well as the creeper, and that's kind of an issue with the sweeping edge enchantment, but also just the sweeping edge effect of the sword, is that sometimes like that, we're obviously not trying to get that mob, but it did get other ones as well. And although I don't think this would necessarily be a good thing, it would oftentimes avoid some mistakes if, let's say, the sweeping edge enchantment only applied to the type of mob that you're hitting. So maybe if there's a big group of skeletons and creepers and you hit a skeleton, only all the other nearby skeletons would get hit. But of course it doesn't really make any realistic sense. It would just mean that if you're, let's say, fighting some hostile mobs next to some passive ones you want to keep, or maybe trying to kill a skeleton, not a skeleton, but a zombie that's trying to kill your villagers, it would make it a bit easier not to by accident hit the villagers as well. Now we have 13 gunpowder, which is quite a bit. I'm not sure if it's enough or not. We probably want like maybe half a stack of gunpowder. You can see already we're gathering it really quickly just because we have this good quality sword. Well, I do wish we had knockback, as it definitely makes fighting the creepers a lot more difficult with the knockback not being on there. Yeah, we should probably look for a knockback sword, maybe combine this with a knockback sword. Knockback is probably one of the best enchantments for creepers, but I would say if you're fighting skeletons, it actually makes it more difficult. And the reason why is basically, of course, that the skeletons do better the further away they are from you. And so if the skeletons are getting knocked really far away when you're hitting them, it's like you're kind of getting them to a position where you can hit them, into a position where you can't really, because they're not getting... they're not sort of in that close range where it's easier to hit them. We're going to be careful here. We're kind of in a more dangerous situation with the skeleton over here and the zombies. However, if we're careful, we should be okay. We do have really good armor here. Not actually sure what the snowballs are. Oh, they're from the creeper, actually, now that I think about it. And it sounded like the skeleton hit the creeper once. I'm not sure if it hit it more than that. We're going to try and just stay on the snow here so we don't move too much and we can kind of run backwards. There we go. And we'll keep doing that. I think it was being on the packed ice before that was really our big issue. So we'll grab that. We now have 17 gunpowder, which is pretty good. I'd actually just lower my render distance down a little bit. I'm not sure why, but my frames haven't been super great recently. But we'll get that. It's funny on Minecraft how, you know, the actual game has sort of this pixely graphic to it. But it can be fairly difficult to still get really good frames and performance on it with a good computer. Although I do have Optifine on this one right now, so that could be maybe something about that, but Optifine should make it better. It's funny, the skeleton's actually sort of working with the creeper there. It was like hitting it towards us, which doesn't really help the creeper, but it does get it to be closer. 20 gunpowder seems almost good. I think it's almost daytime as well. We got 2 more minutes of night vision. We may as well finish that up. Of course, the Minecraft day is about 20 minutes, and oh, look at this, we have a goat horn. That's perfect. That's actually a good sort of reason to be up at night with all these mobs around with the goats, is that there's a big chance of the goats by accidentally, let's say, hitting that. And yeah, so we got that. That is Seek, which is pretty cool. So we'll have to play that in a second, and we'll finish up with the rest of these mobs. And I feel like in a sense too, like the more mobs there are, it's kind of more difficult, but it's sometimes also a bit easier, because then let's say like right here, these skeletons will hit other skeletons and creepers and zombies and things and sort of make them fight with each other, which definitely makes it be a little bit less of a challenge for us, because then they're all distracted fighting each other. I'll go this way. Someone said they like the goats. I definitely do like goats in Minecraft too. I think they're a good addition, although there's maybe not a whole lot of things. And did you see that? That goat literally just rammed the creeper right off the edge, and I think it didn't quite kill it, but it's right down there. We can probably finish it up in one hit. That is absolutely hilarious. The goat was just done with that creeper and hit right over the edge. That is amazing. Someone should clip that, but that is so funny. And I guess that would be probably the exact same way that we got this goat horn on our inventory right now, it just we didn't see it happen. We'll go over here. So in a sense we sort of have those goats helping us attack the hostile mobs. Let's take a look. And of course it's sort of the color of the sky is getting a little bit brighter, and so it's almost daytime here. And we have a chat that says, good morning, Eyecraftmc, and good morning, everyone. Well, good morning, or whatever other time of day it is for you, and hopefully everyone's having a good day today. I'm having a good sort of Minecraft morning, almost having a lot of gunpowder here. I think we'll probably finish up. We're getting a little bit too hurt here, and I think we're almost done. We'll take a quick little look around here for any more goat horns or anything like that that might be sitting down. There's one more creeper. We should be able to finish up this creeper there. 30 gunpowder, that should definitely be enough, so we'll head back with that. I guess we'll get the one more in our way, or these two more. Other than that, we should be fine. We'll just try and sort of stay on the snow here, so when we hit that creeper, we can run back effectively. And of course, with something like knockback, we wouldn't actually need to run back from that creeper. And we'll finish this off, there we go. And then we'll finish off the one down here. Just have to be careful that it's not too close to us, like this one, I think. First time of us hitting it. And then we have this one and that one. There we go, that's a lot of gunpowder to finish off with. And of course now the mobs are on fire, so we'll head out of here. It's kind of crazy how overpowered really strong armor is in Minecraft. I mean, we have diamond armor here. It is getting somewhat damaged, I guess, but obviously compared to how many mobs were attacking us, we survived that pretty well. So we'll go over here. We can, oh, that was instant mining it. I forgot how good this pickaxe is, because it is the one we were using to instantly mine the stone with our beacon there. So we'll turn that back into snowballs, and then we can kind of mine our way back up here. And then we'll start heading out and trying to find those ancient cities. And of course the ancient cities are basically everywhere beneath us. There's one directly below us. We've just raided it already. I'll go over here. Someone said, what enchantments do you use for sword and armor? Well, ideally for a sword, you want a damage enchantment. So that would be either sharpness or Bane of Arthropods or smite. And I would generally tend to say smite is best if you're on Java, and sharpness is best if you're on Bedrock. So we'll put away some of these random mob loots. Actually, we'll put them in the right chest. We do know where they go, which is over here with all these bones and things. If we ever find a dog, we can definitely tame that, and we'll maybe even try out this goat horn. And that is the pillager goat horn, which is kind of cool that we have that now. So put that away in there, put the snow over here. Alright, so we have that. We also need some sugar cane. I guess we should go back technically to the farm, but we'll do that in a second. Let's get some more potions brewing, and we can use those to have just more night vision than we'll ever need, just in case. It looks like we actually didn't get these to start brewing. I guess I forgot to do that, so we'll get that going. 2 of each type of ingredient, 2 of the golden carrots, 2 redstone, 2 netherwort, and we'll load those up into the hopper here so that they go all the way through without us having to manually place in each ingredient again. So there we go. And then we'll just put the rest of these potion bottles away. And let's see, we have some more mob loot. We'll probably just throw it in here, actually. Alright, so actually we'll keep the arrows. We'll need those. And we'll need the sugarcane for the fireworks. As well as that, of course, we did need the wool, but I think we'll grab that later. So we have the iron to craft the shears. We're honestly almost ready. Some torches could be good as well, although we can't really need them that much because, of course, we'll have the night vision. So I think we're almost good. We'll probably also bring a stack of logs. I would say really when you're doing anything in Minecraft, it's a good idea to do that, to bring some logs. We'll bring some chests as well. Actually, we don't think we need some chests. I was going to bring them to start up a little micro base there, but we probably won't need to because we'll be moving from ancient city to ancient city fairly quickly. Alright, and it looks like our sugarcane's grown as well, which is quite nice. I've been starting the streams by kind of just AFKing in the world in like my brewing room for like 20 minutes, so that hopefully all the crops will grow, since I don't really stream anything, or I don't really play on this world almost at all. Unless I'm on the stream, just that sort of 100% of this is being shown that way, and if we'll replant that there with our strange sugarcane farm here that's set up really weird because, of course, it is able to be frozen, the water there, so we'll go through here. Someone says when they started watching this series, their world was on day 300, now it's on day 1050. This world is on day 142, and basically all 142 of those days have been on the stream. That's pretty cool. I once played on a Minecraft world up to day, I think it was 8,000, and that was just single player, including AFKing, of course, but that was only when the world was on. Of course, on like a server, you can have the world be up forever, and it might seem like it's been up for thousands of days, but really just the sort of server going through those. And there's a crazy goat jump as well. It's kind of funny. It almost looks like it would do a ram if we were nearby to it. But either way, we have like tons of sugarcane now, over 2 stacks, which is great. And we can just turn one of those into paper. and then put those through here. And there is our firework rocket. So we have about 2 stacks. In fact, exactly 2 stacks. That's interesting, very specific there. But I think we're good. We also have another stack of food we can harvest out of this smoker, so we definitely have enough of that. And overall, this should be good. So we'll just make sure to clear out our inventory of anything we don't need. We will load up our extra night vision into there. We'll let one more sort of batch of the night vision go through just so we're not limited by that. As of course, every sort of 6 potions of this we do, that's giving us a little bit under 1 hour of time to raid the ancient city, which should be, I guess, just enough. So we'll go through here and do that, and get ourselves all of these brewing through. And we'll do that. And someone says, we have a super chat here, I'll read it in a second. Let that brew through. Alright, and we'll also put... Alright, so we have those brewing through. Actually, I'll bring these ender pearls. Ender pearls are a really good thing to bring for most reasons. I found that oftentimes when you see players kind of save their lives out of the blue, it's usually with an ender pearl, so we'll definitely have that. We are going to bring our best armor and tools, because I don't think we're going to die, and if we do, we should be okay. Good to bring both types of hose. You want to have the good ability to break that skulk, and we'll go through here. And we have a super chat from Dirtbag for $100, and it says, can I get an invite to your solo world? Well, it's not on a server, so unfortunately not. However, I have shown that single player world on my videos before. It is during the videos of things to do if you're bored in Minecraft. I do show that world quite a bit in there, and you can sort of see there's like this giant hourglass shaped skyscraper and things I built there, so yeah. I will go through here and do that, but it is definitely a really cool world. I don't think I've ever done a world for as long as that one did, but I'm hoping eventually one day maybe I can stream a world to that level, or at very least definitely sort of have a world that gets incredibly late game. And I do have one I've been working on for a while that is sort of single player. It is on a server, but it's with just a couple friends, and there I've been able to make some farms and sort of get to more late game survival as well, just not quite to the insane point you see in some worlds where there's like infinite types of every item. I definitely can get a world to that level, I just haven't had enough time, as of course mostly I'm trying to work on more videos, as I think that's definitely one of the best things I can do. But either way, we should probably bring another chest, or another shield, but it's not really going to help us that much. In fact, armor doesn't really help that much. Here's another thing you want to have. You'll notice on our leggings here we have an enchantment, Swift Sneak 3. Swift Sneak 3 is great, so if we take this off and we crouch around, we're going really slow, because that's what you normally do when you're crouching. But if we put on the Swift Sneak, look how quickly we're going super quickly. And so because of that, we can actually navigate around those ancient cities without really an issue, and we can super quickly slide along the floor with our Swift Sneak leggings. It always looks so funny doing this, especially like we're just really sort of quickly crouching along here. So there we go, we'll have that, and that's going to help us a lot too. But that's basically everything we need put together. I guess maybe some more arrows would be good. If we do have a better bow, we could look for that. I just don't think we do. We'll bring some more arrows in case. Those are really useful for distracting the warden. We'll also bring some snowballs, but I doubt we'll actually need those. And overall, I think there's nothing really else we have here in terms of a better bow. Everything's no real good enchanted bows here. If we did some fishing, we could probably get some. We have that. And also thank you to Dirtbag for becoming a member of the Ice Squad again. And we also have a pigman here we can deal with. Now someone said how to get Swift Sneak. Swift Sneak is found in the ancient cities, so it's kind of convenient that way. I'm not sure really how convenient, but Swift Sneak is found in the ancient cities, and we'll definitely find some of that today. I'm also just going to bring a couple more shulker shells, just in case we need those. And we do have an ender chest as well, so I think I'll bring that also, just in case we think we're going to die. Alright, so we have the ender chest, and we have that. We'll bring the rest of the potions, put them in here. And we were going to start looking for an ancient city. So we do have the one underneath us, and we could take another look at that, sort of get it finished up. We may as well. And then after that, we'll go to a brand new ancient city and sort of try raiding that. Probably the best idea, actually, would be to collect the wool that we're going to raid the other cities with at this ancient city that's beneath us. So here we go, falling all the way down into our strip mine town. We have to be careful, because there's no water at the bottom, so there we go. It's always really fun doing that, kind of falling down. And the way to this ancient city is kind of through our strip mine. In fact, funny enough, I didn't mean to do this, but I do have kind of 2 strip mines on this world. This is the first, or this is the second one, and the first one was made in the ancient city, and they connected by accident. I didn't even notice they had connected until eventually I realized I could kind of walk from one to the other, so they were actually a lot closer than I thought. And I believe the way the ancient city is just over here, but we'll find out in a second. And I think it just, there's this area here. Doesn't go upwards though. Okay, there's the redstone. I remember this little bit of redstone leads me towards the ancient city. In fact, there's a spawn point we have and some random treasure in those chests, I guess. There's some really old stuff from here. If people have watched all the stream, they'd probably know exactly when I put those stuff in that chest. Yeah, so here we go in the ancient city. We actually now have that night vision, so we can literally see what's in the ancient city. And I kind of show you guys how the ancient city works and how it breaks down. And also, if you're enjoying the stream, be sure to like it. At this stage, it really does help more people see it. So by the end of the stream, we'll have more concurrent viewers and more viewers total. So we're going to fly through here. We have to be careful because we can actually set off the shriekers just by flying through. So there are kind of 3 different sections to the ancient city. There's the central structure, which is this central kind of portal. And then there is the 2 walls that surround it, but that's again still part of the central structure. There's the walkways, and there's the structures off the walkways, and those structures off the walkways are really the only thing that honestly matters in terms of treasure. So we should be able to get a fairly decent idea of how much treasure is in here by how many of those outer structures we haven't raided yet. And I can't really see any that don't have sort of the signs of being raided. There might be a chest over here. We could take a look. Looks like this is a shrieker that's been surrounded, so no, I'm pretty sure we've fully raided this. But what we can do, if we're careful, there's a lot of shriekers around you can see, is collect the wool in areas that we've already been to, like areas that are guaranteed to not have the shriekers, or at least pretty well guaranteed. Because in all these pathways, there's a ton of wool. So I see lots of torches here. There's also a shrieker there. We kind of raided this without really getting rid of the shriekers, so we want to be careful about that. And there's actually the ice room over there. We never went to that side, so there's probably a bit of treasure there. We just again have to be fairly careful about not tripping up any of the shriekers. That was pretty close to one. You can see because we have the swift sneak, we can really easily just sneak right past that shrieker without it ever noticing us. But as you can see, there's not really any side structures, although there are some diamonds on the walls, which is pretty cool. That's actually one of the sources of loot in the ancient city, is the diamonds that you get on the side. Now we're probably not going to grab those. I guess we could. We just have to be careful of these shriekers here. And like right here, this shrieker doesn't have any other shriekers around it, so we should be safe to break it. We are safe. It's pretty dangerous to do that, so you want to be careful. I think we'll look around here and just break all the shriekers. Again, just making sure there's no other shriekers within range. I don't think there are. There wasn't. Now over here there is. We can kind of tell that there's this shrieker here and that one there, so we can't destroy that safely. But if we go over here, I don't think there's any more shriekers here. We'll take one more look, and if there isn't, then we'll collect this wool up, and I don't see any. So we can grab the diamonds and also the wool. And so we'll kind of go through here, mine our way up there. Of course, unfortunately, the interrupted diamonds aren't usually that full of ore. It's maybe just 1 or 2 diamond ores, but still we have a decent amount. So we'll mine that with fortune, and we got 3. That's pretty good. That's second best, since the most you can get is 4 from 1, with the fortune 3, of course. And so we'll mine these blocks and use them to kind of bridge our way over. So funny with the swift sneak, because usually I don't have that. It almost looks kind of humorous, like when we're bridging out here, how it kind of goes so slow and then so fast. We're going to go over here and try and get that. So we've mined that, and I think it fell down. Or maybe we picked it up. No, we did. It only dropped 1 diamond, apparently, so that wasn't a very good deal. We'll go over here. We don't have feather falling, so I'll have to be aware of that. Looks like brought some kind of random garbage, so we'll put that away in here for now, because we're not going to need it, and kind of keep our inventory more full, or more empty, and then later on we can craft more shulker boxes and do that. Alright, so we'll make some shears. Of course, shears are the most efficient way of mining wool. Something that most people don't do, but you definitely can if you want, is make efficiency shears. If you're really late game, you have villagers of every single type, you can make villagers that have efficiency 5 books, of course, and you can put that on a pair of shears. And an efficiency 5 pair of shears can instant mine all types of wool and also carpets. And that's really good because let's say something like this, you can literally just go and right through there, get all that wool really easy. So it's quite nice. And we'll go over here And again, hello to everyone in the chat. Hopefully everyone's having a great Saturday so far, and sort of a great start to the holiday season. Someone says, when will I get netherite? I will get netherite fairly soon on here. Netherite is definitely not a necessity for a world, but I want to fairly soon because then we can have it be a lot easier to grab things in bastions. It's usually good to have netherite when you're raiding a bastion. That's because then if you die in the lava, of course, all of your tools and items are going to be safe. So hopefully a good plan one day would be to do a stream where we go to the nether and get netherite, and then maybe raid some nether fortresses and also some bastions, and we can use those to get ourselves a whole lot of nether loot. And of course the bastion can have netherite in its loot table as well. I was about to walk over here, but I realized there's some shriekers, so we'll have to be careful. Now I'm going to kind of walk past here. We can see, it's so funny with the Swift Sneak still. I can't get past how funny it is with just the kind of strange movement type. But we're going to go over here, try and get down here without setting off any shriekers. There's a shrieker under there, I guess, because you can kind of see I covered it up. And this is all kind of covered in wool as well, so we'll be careful. It seems to me actually that you you sort of sneak quicker if it's sideways, but I think that's just an optical illusion. I don't see any shriekers here. I mean, I see kind of some fairly nearby. We're probably going to fly off a little bit and try and find an area that's definitely raided. I think near the entrance over there is good. And then from there we can grab a bit more wool. And we'll actually maybe head on top of here. Yeah, right over here should be fine. This kind of walkway here is very likely safe. I see there's a shrieker there. In fact, there's actually a loot chest up there we probably haven't raided because that shrieker is still there. So we might try deactivating that. We do have some wool. And so yeah, we'll go through that, I think. We'll go over here. It looks like this lava has burnt up all of the wool, or at least all the nearby wool. But we'll get that chest there. Hopefully there is some loot in it. Of course, in this situation where there's shriekers within range of each other, we want to fully cover up those shriekers like this, just so that they can't really be activated by anything. We're going to go up here to the other shrieker, and then cover this one. And this one we are going to break, so in fact we can probably break it right here. We're good. Now nothing was triggered. We may as well break these sensors too, because why not? If you're wondering kind of how the shriekers and sensors work, the sensors are like a wireless signal, and they can send the signals to the shriekers, but the shriekers aren't like a wireless signal, so they cannot pick up any signals if they're kind of on their own. So over here, we can, for example, if we're careful, break this, break the shrieker. There we go, we're safe. And now this area is kind of not having shriekers there anymore. We've got our shears actually on our hotbar. If we were more later game, it'd be nice to do that. And I didn't even notice that shrieker there, but we'll just break that. Hopefully there's nothing nearby. There wasn't. So we should be safe. And over here, we can start by mining out all the wool. We'll find out pretty quickly if there is some shriekers nearby. But thankfully right now we're warning level 1. And even if we do get up to warning level 2 or 3 or something like that, it's not going to be too much of an issue. Someone said, how will I deal with the Warden? The Warden is pretty easy to deal with. There's a couple things you can do. So you can mine it into the ground when it spawns in. You can also set up a distraction device. That's actually something I didn't bring supplies for. I probably should. In fact, I could get the supplies for it on me because all you need is trapdoors and sensors. So we'll do that in a second. And of course also you can just pillar away from it so the sonically charged shriek can't get you. And with that, of course, it's fairly easy to get rid of the Warden. And so we're going to go through here. I don't think I've actually ever been killed by the Warden in a survival world before. I'm not sure, but I don't think so. Because the Warden tends to be fairly easy if you prepare for it. We'll go through here and drink this. I've actually, knowing my luck, though, I probably was killed by the Warden on one of these streams, although I don't think so. I remember a while ago we spawned in like 4 Wardens by accident, and that was definitely pretty crazy. Let's mine this, and I actually think the music, or the song that's playing is Ancestry. So Ancestry is a song that only plays in the Deep Dark. So this is the perfect soundtrack for our Ancient City raid here. This is the song you would actually hear when raiding this. And we're not going to grab wool for too much longer, just again to get enough. And someone said, what version of am I playing? This is 1.19.2, but it makes basically 0 difference between this and 1.19.3 in terms of what we're doing today. But if I was, let's say, going to do a raid of a Woodland Mansion, of course, then it would matter more. Alright, we're going to put away probably one of the beds. We didn't actually set our, or we did set our spawn point here, but not with our beds. And we'll put away the, again, sort of these fairly useless items at this point, the extra arrows, the skulk, things like that. We don't really need the torches either, so we'll put that away. And I think that's good. There's kind of a lot of garbage items we kind of need to keep on us in case a warden spawns, but we're not really near to summoning in a warden, so we're okay. And we'll again make some more shears and go through here. Someone said, can you get elytra without killing the dragon? You can, so all you need to do is just pillar out from the, or kind of make a bridge from the central end island to the outer islands. The dragon doesn't really stop you from getting elytra, it just is the thing that gives you access to the really easy pathway to the outer end islands. So they're about 1,000 blocks away from the inner end island. So all you really have to do is just kind of bridge out from the one to the other, and then because of that, you know, if you have 1,000 blocks on you, which, you know, of course is like your entire inventory, but if you do, you can pillar out there and have a really long walkway, or you could also use a flying machine. But of course it might take a couple times of sort of dying and then eventually coming back, so not really the easiest thing to do, but it definitely is doable for sure. Although killing the dragon is, I would say, definitely easier than pillaring out like 1,000 blocks. Someone says, what is the song I use when someone donates or super chats? So they are from these remixes that someone made of me. There's actually a new remix they made of me. I'll have to do a community post mentioning that soon here, but, or one of them's one I made, so it was this silly song about warped funguses on a stick, and then the other one is the part of the song called Heartbeat Sound, which actually has to do with what we're doing right now. It's about the warden, and then when the shriekers tend to spawn. And that's another song. I think if you look up Eyecraftmc song, you'll definitely get that as a result. And also we have a chat that says, hey Eyecraftmc, continue for the best MC videos because they're enjoyable and fun to learn new things, especially with your tutorials. I'm really glad you enjoy them, and I really want to cover all the new things as Minecraft puts them out, and also any existing things that I think I could cover as well. So we have 6 stacks. We'll probably just go to 7. We're almost done here, and then we can kind of go on to more raiding, more of that incredibly exciting thing, and get all of our treasure. We're probably honestly good already. So this city is more or less done. It's definitely fully raided, so what we need to do is we need to just, oh, careful, the shrieker there, I didn't realize they're that close, but we should be able to just fly up here if we're careful. Let's see how careful we can be. Oh, we're going to be really careful. Pretty dangerous here. Oh, and we just landed in the lava, of course. We'll just dip into the water there. We're fine. Alright, and then go all the way up the mountain here to the very top. And now we're going to actually try and find more ancient cities. So this will be brand new ancient cities, never been raided before, and we're going to go from there. And we're also just going to kind of throw some of the random items we have on us right here, just so that our inventory is a bit more cleared out. Although we don't have too much on us. We'll just throw it in here, I think. We don't really need the torches. And we don't really need any of these other things. I guess we'll just... Oh, there's the other shulker box we had. This has the night vision in there. We don't need the paper or the bottles. We'll put that. There we go. That's probably good enough. Okay. And then what we're going to do, so I'm going to go take a look here at the seed map. And basically, I have it actually on the stream here. Take a look at here right now. This should be it. There we go. There's a seed map, so you guys should be able to see that. And I'll kind of update this in a weird way. So basically, where our base currently is right here. There should be a red circle that appears there in the center. It's kind of right there. That's where our base currently is. I'm doing this in like the funniest way possible to show this. But anyway, each one of these little lanterns is an ancient city. So the one we're currently at is kind of right there. You can see there's like one ancient city right next to us. And then what we want to do is go to all these other ancient cities that are around and kind of raid those and get all the treasure from them. So that's going to be the way that we raid this, and you can see there's tons and tons of ancient cities all around. And so more or less, what I'll probably do is we'll go to the one that is down here, and the reason for that is that this one is where our new base is going to be. So it's kind of beneath our new base, and we can get that cleared out already, which is good. So basically, if I can have this change over correctly instead of being a black screen, there we go. All right. from this point we can go over and get that ancient city. So I think we'll put the extra wool in one of these shulker boxes here. Actually, in fact, we grabbed the wrong shulker box. We'll place that down again. We don't need that. And for this one, we'll put away some of this extra wool. We don't need, 7 stacks of wool on us at the exact same time. But that should be good. And then we'll head over to that. So where our new base is being kind of started work on, it's not really in any way done, but we're just starting to flatten it out. It is right over here on top of this mountain, and you can see that. Now, this is the same mountain we saw on that seed map a second ago, and we can go over here. Someone said, what am I doing with the wool? Basically, we can use it to stop the signals of the shriekers, and I'll show that in just a second here. Ideally, because the ancient city is so big, it should be easy enough to literally just mine a little tunnel downwards. So we're going to do what's known as a safe mining straight down, but to do this, we need to make sure our inventory is almost empty. So we're just going to throw like all these things in here, so we don't really lose too many items, and from this point we can actually insta-mine down for a lot of it. But basically, the trick is, if you notice, oh, that is... okay, I did not expect that. That is a mob spawner. That's pretty lucky, actually. That's very close to the surface. That is not what we're trying to get, but I mean, hey, there we go. There is a mob spawner. Okay, well, that is very interesting. Yeah, it looks like there's actually some loot chests here, too. Now, hopefully this is light enough for there not to be more mobs that spawn. I don't have any torches, but there we go. This is a diamond horse armor and a name tag, and this one has smite 2 and a bucket, so not perfect, but I guess there we go. Probably not the best place to make our tunnel down from, but you know what, whatever, honestly. We'll just kind of go from here, and again, keep mining downwards. We don't really want a creeper to fall on our head, though, so we have to be careful about that. Yeah, we have like all kinds of mobs here. I guess we will have to go somewhere else, but we'll have to remember there is a mob spawner there in case we need it. We could probably incorporate that into some sort of a farm with converting those into drown, maybe. Getting some copper out of it or something interesting, I'm not sure. We'll just mine down from here, I guess, and kind of same thing. You want to be between 2 blocks and mine one of them down, then mine the other one down. We can hear some mobs coming over to us, so we're just going to block this up. In fact, we literally heard a mob just convert into a drown there. So we'll just mine our way down. Again, there's another cave, so... okay. This is unideal. If you're ever in a situation like this, what you want to do, mine yourself into a wall, block yourself up, there we go. We're somewhat safe now. I guess we're going to have to mine up again and find a different place to mine down from. It's kind of funny. We should be almost at the surface here, and we should be able to see the light in just a second here, but that was definitely not ideal. We could drink a fire resistance in a second here. We'll go over here, and we're just trying to find our way to the ancient city. If you're just starting on the stream, what we're doing, we were just raiding a previous ancient city that we've been to before, and now we're just trying to find our way back up. I know there's an emerald as well, speaking of kind of lucky occurrences today, there we go. But anyway, what we need to do is find an actual way that we can get to the ancient city. So we'll fly up and see if there's like a really low area we can go from. I don't want to kind of mine from too low, though. Like from down here we technically could, then it could be hard to find it. I suppose it would save... well, there's a cave actually. This could work. If this goes low enough anyway. We'll try and get our hunger topped up so we don't die. There's definitely a lot of hostiles around here, though. Let's see. Yeah, this gets really low. Okay, that could definitely go to the ancient city. This is like perfect. We don't even have to mine down, but normally you would want to mine down if there isn't a big cave. Yeah, let's get our night vision topped up here and see what we can do. Just down the cave here, we do have elytra, so we're fairly safe. This seems to go pretty deep down. I'm not really sure how deep. We could just mine from here, but again, if it does eventually go into a big cavern, that could be fine. So we'll go over here. It seems to go even lower, but I'm not sure really how low. Kind of looks like it stops. I think it stops anyway. Kind of a thin cave. Yeah, this doesn't really seem to go where we want it to, so we're going to have to fly back out. But we should be able to get to that ancient city pretty quick. So I think we'll do is we will mine straight down again. We'll just try and find another location to do it from. Probably again from the middle of the mountain there, just because we're sort of guaranteed that, and really, because our base is going to be there eventually, it's kind of like we're working on our new base, because that'll be like the location of our new strip mine tunnel. So we're going to fly up here. May as well go to the center of this. We can mine down super quick because of the beacon. So we'll just go like right here and kind of start ourselves a tunnel that goes all the way down from here. Hopefully this one will not lead into any caves, so this should get ourselves to an ancient city if we do this quick enough. And I think that's fine, so we can fly out with Elytra. We don't have to worry about a ladder or anything, as we do have 2 stacks of firework rockets. Okay, here we go into another cave, and this is... apparently they just cannot do this in a way that's not running into a disastrously large cave. I think that I actually saw that go into the deep dark. I'm not sure if I did or not, though. Oh, and it's actually open to the surface over here. I didn't notice that. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, it's right over there. Anyway, so we have this. This is pretty funny, honestly. So it goes there. That gets obviously really low really quickly. Let's see. So someone said, what am I doing? I'm trying to find an ancient city. So we're just going to kind of go down here. Again, this does go very low very quickly. Aha, and there is the deep dark. Perfect. That's exactly as we want it to be. But is it an ancient city? Probably, well, it is one, but is it right here? Probably not. So we're going to kind of head over here. There are shriekers here. The ancient city isn't that dangerous, or the deep dark isn't that dangerous, but the ancient city is. Okay. So this should kind of open up into an ancient city, realistically. We could look at the seed map a bit more intensely, see if we could find exactly where that is. We're still negative 25, so we're too high up still for the ancient city. Maybe this tunnel that goes lower should go to it. Yep, there it is. There's the ancient city. Okay, we found it. Perfect. And that was a fairly direct route, and this is a fully unrated ancient city. We can see that. So we're going to land on the wall. There we go. Oh. Could have set off a shrieker, but we didn't. Here we go. Full stealth mode here. This is going to be super fun. So this is a fully unrated ancient city. Again, as I said earlier, the ancient city is split up into 3 parts. There's the central structure, the walkways, and the outer structures. The outer structures are the only thing that has treasure, so we're going to go from there. We do have a big supply of wool. I don't think there's anything around here to worry about. Hopefully not. We're going to grab out some of these, kind of put away these blocks we mined earlier that aren't really that helpful to us. Get some more night vision, get ourselves all equipped. And then we can kind of grab some of these. We'll also set our spawn point, I guess, here. It's not really ideal, but it's good enough. There's a Seed of the World, by the way, if you're wondering. It is also on my Discord server, so you can see it there. But either way, so we're going to mine these. And then so definitely, that could definitely send off a shrieker, so we have to be really careful. We're going to bridge over here to where that treasure is. In our sort of funny way of bridging. Okay, there's 2 shriekers. In fact, there's a bunch of shriekers. Ideally, we could just surround the chest and break it, but I don't think that's going to work. So we're going to have to deal with these shriekers. And of course, we have the perfect super chat of shriekers tending to spawn there. And we'll surround that. All right. It's definitely... There we go. Now these are really hard right here. We have, look at this. This is a real puzzle. So we have shriekers surrounded by sensors, and this is a sensor next to a shrieker. These can be really hard to disable, and this isn't... That was really close there. There's a lot of these shriekers around. Of course, in a scenario like this too, sometimes it's best to just let them go off, but we're not going to do that. We'll cover the last one, and we're going to see if we can kind of get the treasure safely. We'll find out if we kind of solve the jigsaw puzzle correctly. It is kind of fun that way. It's like this sort of puzzle of if you can cover this. Now, if you're wondering what I'm doing with the wool, now that shrieker is definitely in the wrong position. That'll be hard to protect. But anyway, basically, in fact, we'll just kind of put a bunch of wool here. It's probably going to do it, right? But basically, the wool will stop the signals. So for instance here, we'll just break this. Look at that. No issue. And we had a Book of Frostwalker one, and we were safe from the shriekers, although of course it took us maybe a little too long to do that. But either way, that is the first chest. God, and that even works. The music's being very thematic today. We're going to go over here, and it's actually a bad idea. That was really bad. It's not a good idea to do that, to sort of fly around like that. Better to be sort of higher up so you can avoid the shriekers. So we're going to go around the edge of the ancient city to start. Thankfully, we can see it really well with our night vision potion there. And we're going to go to those outer structures that contain loot. So like this one contains loot. And usually, for whatever reason, this specific structure doesn't tend to have a lot of shriekers at it. In fact, I don't think I see any. So we should be good. We'll go up here. If there are none, then we'll just break that right out without any wool. And we'll be fine. I don't see any. There are some sensors. So we'll go over here. And yes, that should be fine. So again, I don't see. So we'll grab that. There we go. Look at that. We have Mending, Unbreaking 3 diamond leggings, Protection 3, books, bones, iron leggings, cat, also soul torches, and that's decent. We'll get our shulker boxes ready for the loot here. And as you can see, you definitely gain loot fairly quickly inside of these, as there's a lot of unstackable items and lots of little other random items like the iron leggings there. And a good trick is to always break the chests. You never want to keep them there. The reason why is pretty simple. It's because if you do keep them there, it's incredibly easy to forget which things you've raided and which things you haven't. And so because of that, oftentimes in different Minecraft worlds where I didn't break that, I had a difficult time sort of remembering what was raided and what wasn't. It just takes longer. And speaking of mob spawner luck today, there's another mob spawner over there. If you see it, there's cobblestone. They should definitely update it so it's cobbled deep slate. There's even diamonds over there, so perfect. Definitely some of the loot you get in the ancient city is sort of the things that are revealed by its massive area underground, but it sounds like a skeleton spawner. We don't have any torches again, so this is actually fairly dangerous. I guess as dangerous as skeletons can be. Nothing crazy there, nothing crazy there, so we'll just leave that. I guess the name tags actually are good. But yeah, there's a skeleton spawner there if we want that. Maybe in our sort of base later on we can do that. I also see a diamond there, so the skulk will sometimes hide diamonds. Like right here we can see this skulk is hiding this diamond. Want to check around for any sensors though, or for any shriekers. There's those shriekers, but I think they're too far, so this should be fine. Just fine. Grab that. Anything around it? No. Running out of night vision. We'll drink some more. And there we go. And it looks like overall we're actually doing pretty good here. We got ourselves a decent amount of that, and we have that. And also thank you to everyone watching the stream right now. We actually have really high viewership at this point, and I'm really thankful to everyone joining on the stream, so be sure to say hello in the chat there, as we're definitely going to have to keep rating this for quite a while. So let's take a look. Now we have, there was another diamond I saw, and it was along I think one of the walls. There's a skeleton from that spawner. We kind of cracked it open, so now they're going to slowly come out probably. But there's one of those little micro portals, and there's that, and thank you everyone for spamming the chat. I'll put that over here. Oh, that was so close. I literally jumped right over that shrieker, or over the sensor. That was insane. This is not really going to protect that, so I'm not even going to try. What we are going to do is we're going to break this. Anything on its own like this, pretty easy. Just like that. There we go. This is also a shrieker on its own here, so we'll just break the shrieker. Done. We don't really have any need to keep the shriekers, because there's a lot of deep dark here. If we do want a way to summon in the wardens later, we can do that easily, and maybe a project we'll do eventually is sort of refurbishing or sort of fixing up this ancient city, but we'll see. Someone said, am I from Canada? I am from Canada. It says that on my channel about page. Alright, we'll take a look over here again. More structures. Oh, look at this. This is a tricky shrieker. It is in front of the chest directly. But honestly, I don't see any other shriekers nearby. So again, best course of action, just break it. And we'll take another look. Anything else? Oh, there's a geode. Actually, that looks pretty cool. But right over here, there we go. So we have coal. Which that's good, I guess. We also have other side. I don't think we had other side before, so that's good. I will put that away in our loot chest. Again, we should be fairly safe here. Never put down a shulker box unless you know that you are safe, or it can be really dangerous to do that. We'll put away all these, but I mean, getting other side's great, of course. And there we go. All right, we'll continue on. And again, welcome everyone to the stream. Hopefully everyone's having a great Saturday, and also probably for a lot of people beginning of their sort of Christmas vacation. I'm going to go over this way. Someone says, what does the warden drop when it's killed? Well, the warden drops a singular skulk catalyst, which is not valuable really at all, although it does technically make skulk catalysts renewable, so not necessarily something worth the effort of killing it. Now over here again, we're just going to make a big barrier to try and get us away from those shriekers. Now this right here is actually, I believe, not able to be deactivated. I guess we technically could if we broke the shrieker first, but it would be pretty, or the sensor first. But this is a very difficult thing to deactivate right there, so we probably won't try that. We may set off a shrieker here. In fact, we probably will. We'll try not to. We'll kind of block it up as much as we can. Again, this is sort of going to be hit or miss at this point. I will try covering it up a bit closer too. Using a bunch of wool, we'll find out what happens. That was really close. That was really close. I did hear some sensors, or some sensors go off, but nothing else. So we're going to very carefully get out of here. We do not want to set off any of those shriekers. And we haven't set off any so far either, which is good. So we'll go this way, and there we go. Oh, and we set one off, unfortunately. So we're now at warning level 1, which isn't too bad. But it means if we set off 2 more of these shriekers right here, this kind of funny looking thing, then we will get the warden to summon in. But we have some plans for the warden if it does decide to say hello, because we know of many ways of dealing with it. Just going to eat in the corner here so we're safe. Again, starting by exploring the outside section. I'm also hoping I can find some more skeleton skulls. These are able to be found throughout the ancient city, throughout the deep dark ancient city, of course. Actually, tons of redstone too if we wanted that, although we don't. And that is a huge cave. That might have actually been the cave we got here from, I believe. So we could probably fly into there a little bit later if we wanted to. Definitely a lot over here. We'll take a little look, actually. We have a little bit of time. Let's see. No, it just kind of stops up here. Still interesting though, and that's a lot of deep dark. Like I was saying earlier, if we, wanted to save some shriekers, we definitely do not need to worry about running out. There's a diamond actually, may as well grab that. Lots of good ores to mine, and of course the deep dark is basically peaceful mode, other than the warden, so it's kind of a weird fact about it is that it's kind of, yeah, like a peaceful mode biome, and so because of that we don't really have to worry about any hostile mobs except for the warden. Put away our treasure as well, our books and our name tags, mostly the unstackable items we'll keep in there. And we'll continue on. A big thing we're looking for as well, of course, is the enchanted golden apple. And the enchanted golden apple is definitely really only found in any good numbers at the ancient city. In fact, the ancient city being added to the game in a sense, well, maybe not the ancient city, but the loot table of it, was probably Mojang's solution to the enchanted golden apple problem, of them being maybe a little bit too rare. Alright, now this again, this looks fairly doable. I think we can deal with all those shriekers as is, actually, because there's not really any shriekers or sensors above it. So all we have to do is just surround that fully, and then we'll break that. Again, same thing, surround it and break it. These should be pretty easy. There is that shrieker up there that might be not able to be dealt with, but we'll try. So we're going to kind of block it up like this as well to be careful. This should be safe. It was. This should be safe. It was. There we go. And we'll get that. It's kind of cool how the animation actually stays on the floating item too. We're going to break this shrieker here, but we'll be careful to check first for any shriekers nearby, making sure not to step on the sensors. All right. There we go. Perfect. Now this structure is really good, this little part of the ancient city, because number one, there's this little hidden skeleton skull back here, which is awesome, because these things are obviously really hard to get at in other places. We can be Skeleton Craft MC here if we wanted, but either way, those are right down here next to the candles. There's only one of those, but they are there. Also, if there's no shriekers on the outside, which we will check for, and there are not, there are 2 loot chests, so we can actually open these up and look in them. So we have thorns, 2 diamond armor, lots of kind of colorful loot, but nothing that's that valuable. I'm hoping for enchanted golden apples here. There are none, but there is a disc fragment and an echo shard. These things are only able to be found as well in the ancient city. We've kind of run out of our inventory room here, so we'll place down one of these chests and load up some of these items in there for storage, including, of course, some of that loot. Now we do have the ability to put our shulker boxes away in an ender chest and make more, so we'll probably do that in just a second here, just so that we're not so inventory clogged. I'll put those away here. Yeah, I think we'll do that. So let's break this. There are some shulker shells in one of these. I think it's here, and there's also some wood and some other chests. So we'll place that here. We'll put these there. And we can kind of grab whatever we want later. We have our extra supplies here. I'll also put the potions, I guess, in this chest and sort of the other random items. We can make a crafting table, make some more shulkers, and then with that, of course, looks like we're running out of night vision too, but with those we can go there, and there's actually a diamond on the wall there also. There's probably a lot of diamonds we could find here. Someone said, any tips on how to find the main ancient city? Again, you want to be in a mountain biome, generally an area with really low erosion. Is always the best idea. And of course, Deep dark can be in a lot of places that ancient cities can't. So deep dark can be literally anywhere that has low erosion, but ancient cities have to be underneath a mountain biome or underneath a mesa biome. I'm not sure why mesa biome counts, but it does. And so because of that, just good to be aware that oftentimes if you're looking, you might be looking in an area that's high up, and you might have the deep dark you see, but it could just be underneath maybe, some biome that could have the deep dark but couldn't have the ancient city. And there'll never be deep dark or ancient city underneath an ocean. If there is a bit, it's just because it's kind of on the edge there. So we're getting a little bit more cleared up on our inventory here, which is good. Running out of wool though, which is not surprising. And then the wool is in this chest, so we'll break that and we'll get the more wool here. I think our inventory just sort of doomed to be full of random stuff here just because we're raiding this. But anyway, we'll mine that. We've sort of raided this little structure here. We're going to keep looking. We may as well grab the diamond there on the wall. Just being careful not to lose our position. Well, I don't see her. There is a shrieker there. In fact, I think that's the shrieker we set off earlier. Well, that might not be. Someone said how many secret rooms in the ancient city. There's not really any secret rooms. There's just the redstone room at the center, which I guess is kind of secret. But there's nothing really secret in terms of like the main little side structures. But in terms of that, I think there's 3 variants of it. Maybe 4 variants of the central structure. But they're all fairly similar. So we'll go over here and take a look. And let's see. So we have one of the non-treasure ruins. Now this ruin here might have treasure. It has sensors. I don't see a shrieker. We just set that one off, so I guess we're fine. Yeah. I guess so, okay. Swift Sneak 3, that's great. Sensors, compass, a lead. It's funny because so leads, name tags, and saddles can be found in the ancient city, which obviously gives us some really important information actually. That is that obviously whatever was here at one point, whether that is maybe the pillagers or the vindicators, which are sort of the same thing, but that kind of type of mob, or if it was a really ancient civilization, they definitely had a type of animal here. And there's actually another diamond in the floor, which is good. We will grab those. Now this is the icebox room, and these are pretty dangerous, and they tend to not have anything really valuable. We'll look for shriekers though, and if there aren't any, there is one right there. If there weren't any, we might try raiding it, but I think we'll just honestly leave that for a little bit later. Nothing really worthwhile there. We'll just kind of continue on. So this is a tower. These do have treasure. We're just going to pile up here. At the top, we'll grab the treasure chest that's up there. And hopefully we'll find even more good loot. There are sometimes these little random pillars that generate, and they can have those skeleton skulls on them. I don't see any. Oh, there is a shrieker. I don't see any shriekers, but there's definitely one, and some sensors. This would have given us another warning level. Oh, and there's another one. It did give us another warning level. Oops, did not notice that. At least we deactivate. We're not warning level 2, I think. We may be at warning level 1 still because it's been a while. But I'm pretty sure we're at warning level 2. Someone says, do I have mending? I do have mending. Oh, look at that though. We have a Fortune 3 hoe, a Silk Touch book, and a Fire Aspect 2 book. 3 disc fragments, 2 echo shards, and 5 standard books. That is a pretty good amount of loot actually. Again, no enchanted golden apples yet, but that's looking pretty good already. We'll put that away, break the chest. I'm not really worried if a warden summons anyway. It's going to be kind of funny, honestly, to deal with it. Wardens are pretty easy, honestly. Just, of course, watch me get killed by it later in the stream, but I think we'll be fine. Wardens are actually pretty easy there, so we'll put that away. There's the new hose. We don't need those. And we'll put away the extra rockets and that. There we go. All right, so we now have a kind of good viewpoint. Now, there's 2 chests there. I don't see any shriekers nearby them. We're going to kind of fly over here. We're going to land, and we'll look for the shriekers. Hopefully, we can find ourselves some treasure over here. We're just going to use the wool blocks to kind of move around a little bit easier. Again, always good to check the inside and outside of these little structures. Outside of it, I don't see any shriekers. There's one there, but that's kind of too far away. And there's none inside, so this should be fully safe to look in the chest. We're going to find out. It is Swift Sneak 3 again, more disc fragments, name tag, nothing crazy, but decent loot for sure. Now there's a fairly high chance of getting enchanted golden apples in these chests. I think it's 8.4%. Again, we'll look here too for any shriekers. If I don't see any, we're good. All right, and we'll look at in here. Nothing crazy either. We do have another other side, and look at that. Unbreaking 3, Silk Touch, Efficiency 4, Diamond Toe, right off the bat. Obviously, there's also no effect there where, let's say, you know, things would be too expensive. And so because of that, we could actually really easily get that to be perfect by just adding in a book of, no, it's unbreaking, but of mending and efficiency 4. Put the rest of these away as well. And we continue on fairly safely. Because we break the chests, we're aware of what we've raided and what we haven't. We'll go over this way. Most of the loot is on these side structures here, so by kind of circling around the edge of the ancient city, you're going to get most of the treasure. This one also doesn't seem to have any shriekers nearby, at least I don't see any. We'll check on the other side of the wall. Doesn't seem to have that. There we go. Protection 4, that's also really good. I mean, great way to level up your enchantments. And of course, the skulk itself is a block that if you break it will give you XP. That was stupid. We're now at warning level 3. Let's listen really closely. I think we're at warning level 2 actually. We would have heard a warden sound. But yeah, the skulk does give you XP though. Now we have this little area here. This is another one of those really good structures that have the skeleton skulls, but there's also the shriekers. So we may be at warning level 4 or 3, but I don't think so. We're going to find out though when we break this. We're good. Okay. All good, all good. This is getting pretty tense here at this point. Not tense, but, you know, more dangerous. That's kind of a good view of the ancient city, actually. Fairly wide. There's that shrieker that we set off, apparently, up there, I think, anyway. Looks like it is that one. That's not within range of these chests, I don't think. We might just get rid of it to be safe, honestly. Sort of maybe as revenge for raising our warning level there. It kind of deserves to be broken. We'll just look for any other shriekers. There's none. It was this one. There's this culprit, and it is gone. Perfect, so we'll look around here. Again, just one last check, make sure there's no more shriekers. We don't want to have a warden right away. And I think we're good. Alright, we'll see what's in here. Nothing really. There's candles and shrieker. I guess the bones are decent. I'm not sure if the bones are meant to be creepy, as sort of like, you know, the bones of the people who came here last or something, but whatever they are, they're quite useful for bone meal, so we'll definitely keep those. It's kind of funny, like, you know, in no other video game is like, it's like, oh, here's like a graveyard, let's go use the bones to grow our plants. It's kind of funny. You know, like I don't know. It's kind of funny. It's like we're like like a graveyard or something, and we're just like, oh, here's some bones. This will be useful for my plants. Great. You know, it's kind of funny. Other side. That's another other side disc. So that's our third one. Not obviously that useful. And someone said Minecrafters are resourceful. Yeah, maybe a little bit too much sometimes. Imagine if you could craft the skeleton skulls into bone meal. That would make sense, but I think people would do it by accident and be super annoyed for good reason that they ruin their skeleton skulls. Let's see. Now this is, again, pretty difficult. I think we can do it. We're going to try anyway, because I don't really want this to be set off. Now obviously the trick here again is looking around. Are there any other shriekers that are nearby? I don't see any. So for this one, breaking this should be safe. We'll just go like this. Break this. Disarmed. There we go. It's like a step-by-step process. Again, obviously the idea would be the wool stopping the signals, like an acoustic panel of some sort. You know, it's like a stops the vibrations or whatever. And I will grab these blocks. And what's in here? Depth Strider 1, Diamond Horse Armor. You know, the chance of Diamond Horse Armor is like the same as the Enchanted Golden Apples, I think, on the loot table, or it's pretty similar, so we should be lucky enough to get ourselves the actual good loot pretty soon, I hope. Anything else we can fit? There we go. Alright, so then we can go over this way and take a look. Alright, so we have those two structures raided. We'll go this way, I think. Lots of sensors, so be careful. Problem is you can't really stop yourself from making signals if you have the elytra. Now I think this big thing here has the chests in it sometimes. So Yeah, this one does. That's the one I was saying earlier doesn't tend to have a lot of shriekers around it, and you can even see here again it doesn't. I'm not really sure why, but it just the way it generates, I guess. This seems safe. We'll find out how safe it is though in just a second, by hopefully getting the treasure out of here successfully and not having too much of an issue. I think we're good, so we'll mine this. Fire protection 3. That's not that good, but there we go. We got that. I don't know why that broke. I think it generated weirdly and it was maybe on top of a vine or something. I'm not sure. Okay. So to get back down might be a little bit more of an issue. I think if we go this way, we're safe. There we go. That was close. Very close to these shriekers here. I would break that shrieker, but honestly at this rate, we'll just keep on going and try and not tempt our luck too much here. Because we're not doing the best. Again, I think our warning level is going to go down again pretty soon. But it's, you know, not too much of an issue. Someone said that shriekers, in their opinion, are useless unless you want to summon in a warden. Kind of, although they make a really great prank. Someone did this on my SMP server. They made this big statue of someone's Minecraft skin, and then in the head of it, they filled it full of skulk shriekers. So if you go on top of the head, it'll like scream at you. It's pretty funny. This does not have a chest, it doesn't look like. So again, we're kind of still going around the circle. There is one of those towers. We know we have not raided that, so we're going to go over there, and we're going to get the treasure out of it. Someone said, will I try killing the warden at the end by doing different things, or we'll send him into the nether? I will try killing the warden at some point during the stream here. We'll definitely make sure it spawns in, but something tells me it's going to spawn in whether we want it to or not pretty soon. I see one shrieker. I don't see more than one. If there's just one, we're safe to break that one. So we're going to say we're safe. We were safe, but we might not have been. We didn't look maybe very close. Before we actually had an issue on these towers, we didn't look above enough. We're going to look really well up here for any potential shriekers. And there are none, so we're good. We're going to go over here and open this up, and just nothing really that good. We're not doing the great with in terms of loot, you know. Not the best loot. Nothing terrible, of course, but not the best. So, do I see any loot structures? Nope. Ouch. That was dangerous. I was more scared about setting a shrieker off than I was about the full damage there, since I didn't remember I don't have feather falling, which we should go for soon. Again, another one of those mini portal structures. No loot at them, but they're kind of interesting. And I think we've gone full circle, because there is wool. So what we'll do now is we are going to fly up to the center structure and just kind of look around for things we haven't raided yet. Oh, and there is a shrieker we set off, so we have to be really careful here. In fact, there's a shrieker I just saw up here, so if we set this off, we're probably going to have a warden. There we go. Okay, we broke it in time. Okay, there's another loot structure. We didn't see that one. Remember, we might have seen it, but we didn't grab it. And we are going to finish up on baked potatoes here. Yeah, because there's that ice room. So this one has 2 chests. We can go there. And again, thank you to everyone for all the super chats and the comments. We just had a super chat from Dirtbag, and is a super sticker, actually, of someone celebrating. So I think we're almost done here, honestly. In terms of most structures, I don't see a lot more we could raid. We could look inside the central area, but it tends to just be pretty dangerous. There are our last 2 chests, I think. The trick is, how do we get down there without setting off a shrieker? I'm going to say try and land on the wool, but we're going to find out if that works. Is it going to work? It did. Okay, that was close, because obviously if we had been too close to some shriekers, it would have been set off. They should also have a 3rd skeleton skull at it, which is obviously really great. Unless we didn't break the chests? No, we didn't. So, let's see. We'll break this. That was a little dangerous. That's why sometimes you want to, like, go kind of pillar it up like this. That can be a better idea. We'll keep looking around here. Someone said, does the ancient city summon in notch apples? It does. You get tons of enchanted golden apples here normally, so I don't know why we haven't found any yet, but there should be some. It's an 8.4% chance. I don't know why I broke those, but I did. I don't see any more shriekers, so we're just going to assume these are safe. Curse of Binding, absolutely perfect. Couldn't think of a better loot. And this, We fell down. Respiration 3, but again, no enchanted golden apples, which is annoying. We'll just kind of... Oh, that was stupid. There's literally not a worse place I could have put that shulker box, but oh well. There we go. Oh, that cave sound scared me. It sounded like a shrieker. Oh, they shouldn't do that. It's horrible. There we go. We'll mine that. Put that here. And I think we got most of that loot as well. So this ancient city almost done. There's a lot more. We're going to keep raiding them. Look for that. There's a skull over here. There we go. It's a third skull, which is pretty good. So if we want to decorate with these, we could. Maybe we should make like a haunted room somewhere. That might be kind of fun. Something we could even collect if we want is literal candles that are here. It is kind of a thing you can do, is to sort of collect these. There's actually not a preferred tool either, but there is a ton of the candles, and they're not really valuable, but if we don't have like a bee farm, they're white and they're also the plain candles. So if you collect the plain ones, they're kind of nice because you can dye them any color you want. The white ones, of course, you can't, but I mean, a lot of candles are white anyway, so it still is a good decoration. Again, I don't see any more chests. We might do something really stupid. We may as well, honestly. We're going to fly around looking for different unrated areas. So the reason why this is stupid is because it tends to summon in wardens, because we fly over a lot of shriekers. Like, we're probably just a couple blocks away from summoning a bunch in, honestly. But again, we got a lot of firework rockets, so we should be fine. I don't see any more chests. I think we're good. Oh, there's a warden. I did okay. Interesting. Okay. I did not realize that had spawned in. Very interesting. We may as well, there is a good friend, the warden. Looks like he's stuck though, so I'm not too worried about that. That is hilarious. I did not realize he'd summoned it. It's like the most anticlimactic warden spawn I could imagine. It's like, oh, there's the warden. Oops. That's funny. It must have summoned in when we flew by. I was saying this thing tended to spawn them in. I guess we should kind of get out of here, honestly, before it kills us. But, you know, whatever. It can't really get to us, I don't think. We're just going to kind of get out of its range here. With our swift sneak, it's pretty easy, but there we go. Someone said to kill it. I can kill it, actually, in a second if you want. I just need to find a safe area to get my right tools equipped. I think this area over here is fine. Looks fine. Well, at least we know we're running level 4, so there's that. We need our bow and arrows. So we might have put that in the shulker box by accident. We probably did, honestly. Or in the ender chest. Okay. Interesting. There we go. There's a bow and arrows. We don't have any power, so it's going to take a while. We may as well kill the warden, right? For fun. Yes. We'll bring the snowballs too. Might have actually despawned by the time we get back. We're being so slow. Bring the ender pearls here. There we go. That's probably good enough. And we can kind of place this down like that. Alright, so we'll go back to where... Oh, and I heard it just go back in the ground. That's annoying. Well, I guess we could summon another one in if we wanted. I'll show you guys actually a trick to deal with the wardens now that we're done with the ancient city. We're, you know, not as much danger. We'll take that shrieker, we'll get that shrieker over there to go off. So I'll show you what to do. It's a little dangerous, but so the warden is going to summon in. I'll show you what we do. Let's see where it summons in. There it is. We're just going to dig it into a hole. It actually fell into lava there. Hello, Mr. Warden. Yeah, look at that. Stuck in the lava. You basically just dig it right down into the ground. We're going to hit it and get the crap out of there, but be very careful. But, yeah. There we go. That warden is now angry at us, but it's stuck in the lava, so you can do that if you want. Basically, dig them into the ground. They're pretty funny to bother, honestly, but there we go. So if we want to kill the warden, because, I mean, why not? I think we're far enough away. We want to make sure you are far enough away, because if you are, it's not going to necessarily be a great experience. There's its head there. We'll just kind of pillar up a little bit, and we can kind of hit it. So we'll change our FOV so we can see it a bit better. See if we can hit it. It's probably the wrong angle because my sense of firing is all off because my FOV is different. There we go. We can kill the warden from here. Although the problem is the catalyst is going to land in lava, so it's kind of a bad one to do. We'll do a different warden actually. It's kind of funny that there it is just bobbing in the water or in the lava. I guess it's kind of like water for that warden though. We'll be careful not to summon it like here, like if it summons in an area where we can't dig it into the ground, that tends to be a little bit more of an issue, so we'll go over here. But it is funny how Mojang tried making the warden like super difficult, but if a player knows what they're doing, you can just kind of run circles around it. It's kind of funny. Here's another Shrieker. We'll try and get a warden here. Again, hopefully it doesn't summon in stupid. If it does, we'll just fly away. There we go. So this one's a little bit harder. We're just going to dig that into the ground just like that. There we go. It is now also trapped in the ground. You can see that warden is just fully trapped and we can hit it. Goodbye, warden. Oh, it's mad. It's going to try sonically charge shrieking at us in a second. So it's going to kind of sneak over this way. But look at that. You can just trap them so easy. It's ridiculous. Definitely they might have had to give the warden a bit of a jump ability. Might have been good. But yeah, there we go. We just got rid of that one too. So we can continue on bothering the wardens in a minute here, I guess. We might as well go to a new ancient city to do that. So we also have treasure. Since this one is now fully looted, it's kind of more boring. We'll try and get one more warden here just for the sake of fun. I think the exit, I thought it was here, but no, it's not. Might take us a while to actually find the entrance because we had like a weird way we got here. I'll actually mine this lapis because I think we're low on lapis. We have that. Let's see. There's another warden we can get here. We'll do one over here. Let's get a warden. Come on, summon a warden. There we go. It's when we were like trying to avoid it so much. It's probably going to summon in a bad place. Yeah, it did. That one's going to be hard to do. We'll try. Yeah, it's a little too difficult. That one's, yeah, there we go. Just in time. So if you're quick with it, you can do it, but it's a little more difficult. This one doesn't even really over there, honestly. We can kind of hit it and get out of there. Now it's mad. Now it's mad. There we go. We're going to get out of here again so we don't get sonically charged shrieked. We could kill this one. This is a good one to do. It's only 15 block range they have in most directions. I think they're actually, there might be more of them than I thought. They sound like they're trying to get close to me, but I don't think they can actually. So it seems scary, but in the end of the day, it's not really. You can just kind of hit it from far away. It's funny, it said just like poking out of the skulk there. It just is like, it blends in really well. Trying to get the angle right here. There we go. We don't have infinity, so we'll have to keep doing this. We can like slowly kill this after like all of our arrows are fired. Our bow might break before then, but whatever. Our spawn point is set here as well, so if we do have an issue, we're okay. But we'll finish that up pretty quick. In fact, we might do, just for fun, is we might, this is kind of stupid honestly, but why not? We'll set our spawn point just, you know, just why not. And we can actually hit it close up. Now what's going to happen, you can see, yeah, so it's going to try and do it, yeah, just like that. A sonically charged shriek, it hit us back really quick. So you can see it's obviously a dangerous mob for sure. You know, full diamond armor, except for the elytra, nearly killed us. In fact, armor doesn't really affect it at all. Now if you heard over there, that warden disappeared. This one will disappear pretty soon too. But again, just with a ranged weapon, not a big issue. We can just finish it up here. Well, I shouldn't really say finish it up because it is going to take quite a while there, but we can go grab that. And actually, once we do finish it, those shriekers are just going to summon in another warden, so we'll have to kind of be careful there. We may as well kill a warden on stream. It's kind of funny because you'd think like killing a warden would be like really exciting, but it tends to be sort of a little anticlimactic just because it's not that difficult, just tends to be being really far away. Power 5 would have been great. We're going to use like literally all of our arrows on this. We've thrown like half a stack into this already. But eventually we'll get it. It's probably pretty low, honestly. I'm thinking like 1 or 2 more hits. Keep like missing them too, which isn't ideal. Maybe like this. I'm actually pretty good with the bow, but the angle is kind of a pain. Let's finish up there. And someone says that guy doesn't die. The warden does eventually die. Just have to hit him a lot of times. And like I said earlier, with power 5, this would have been a lot easier. We do not have that. So unfortunately, we might have to use like all of our arrows. Now this is cool looking. If you notice with our night vision off, look how like its face becomes red. And there we go. We killed the warden. Although it was with our night vision off, so we couldn't really see it. Let me just... Oh, that is... Okay, now I'm slightly terrified. I'm just going to pillar up here, actually. This just got from 0 to 100 really quick. Yeah, that's it did. So yeah, Warden's not trapped anymore, and we are we are officially now in a dangerous situation, especially since all of our night vision is down below and we weren't able to grab it in time, so that's kind of interesting. But I guess we have the right music as we see the deep dark here in the lava. Definitely atmospheric, but not safe. And now my heart's sounding like the Warden's heart. It's oh my goodness. Here we go. So this is definitely quite the situation. We may as well use the snowballs to distract it. That's always kind of fun. Don't even know if you can see it. It's pretty hard to see without the night vision. We could fly away. Now, if you throw the snowballs too quick, it's not going to get distracted by them. We'll zoom in too, so you can see more. But there's kind of the Warden there stumbling along, pretty dark. We can kind of get it to go a certain direction, but if we throw too many snowballs, it'll realize what's happening. So let's throw one over there. Try and get to go that direction. That was a little too far. Oh no, there it goes. I think that one was sensed. But if we like throw a bunch just like that was actually really stupid. The Warden is going to be like, oh no, I see what's going on. And it's going to be like, going to just come over right to our location. So it kind of figures it out. It's smart that way. But we are pillared up enough, I believe. We're not in danger of the sonically charged shriek. I'm not like 100% about that, so we should be a little more careful, I guess. If we just leave it alone, it'll despawn pretty quick there. And we have that finally. Let's take a look here. Right, so the Warden is... Yeah, I guess we'll just have to be still for a while, so I'll probably read some comments for a second as we wait for the Warden to despawn, since I don't want to die here. And someone said, did I summon it? I did by accidentally summon the Warden in. And also, if you're watching the stream right now and enjoying it, be sure to like the stream because it really helps more people see it. This is, of course, a really exciting stream. We are doing end rating, and end rating is a massive deal because the end has... not end rating. Deep Dark rating. And we're doing Deep Dark rating, or End City rating, because, of course, there's a lot of treasure here, and we want that treasure. We can see the Warden here is kind of sensing us. Not really, I don't think. But it is technically directly beneath us, so we have that. And look at that, we actually just saw it dig into the ground. So the Warden is now officially gone, which is good. We'll just dig back down here. But feel free to like the stream, as it definitely helps it out. We're going to go back over here, and finally we can actually get our things. I think what happened is the last arrow we shot set off the Shrieker again. So what we need to do is go down here, get our night vision, grab that catalyst as sort of our, like, it's, you know, sort of a trophy for defeating the Warden, and then we'll have to run out of there because there'll be another Warden that summons in, but that should be good. So in fact, we don't really need to honestly save all the wool here. We'll just kind of fly down, grab the night vision, and we can actually see. So let's just drink that. There we go. Now we can actually see there. We'll grab some extra night vision. We did defeat the one Warden. We let the other one despawn. I probably shouldn't have broken my bed there, but whatever. We're just going to crouch over here, and I put away the wool. I don't know why I did that. Let's see if I can find it again. There's a bit of it. Alright, and so the Warden's catalyst should be over here, and we're then going to get out of here and go to another ancient city. There's a catalyst right down there. That is our literally one piece of loot from the Warden, from these Shriekers right here. That is the Warden catalyst, and we're going to fly out of here and try and find our next city. So something that's really important to do normally is to actually mark out where your entrance was. I didn't do that at all, as I should have, but I didn't. So because of that, we're going to have to kind of find it, because we did not dig straight down into here. Now that kind of looks like it might go up to the surface. We're going to find out. If we have like a better block to pillar up with, I should use that. But that ancient city, you can see we actually dealt with it fairly quickly. They tend to not be that difficult. You just have to be careful, and even then, like towards the end, the Wardens only summoned in when we tried to make them summon in, so we have that. And of course, the trick being always having that level of really being cautious, so that you don't get killed by the Warden when it summons in. In fact, what we'll do here is we'll actually grab some of this dripstone in this cave, because maybe for the next Warden, we'll try killing it with the dripstone stalactites, as it's a really fun way of killing them is with those. So we'll grab that. This does not seem to go to the surface. In fact, this is only like Y. It was 43, I guess. This could go to the surface. Oh, it looks like it might. It goes pretty high up there. So we'll keep going higher and higher, and we should be okay. But we'll go over here, and we're going to keep end rating here in a second. We just need to find the next city. And there should be another city right around here. So let's take a look what we have. Okay, there's the cave. So it almost leads to the surface. We do have a lot of loot already. Let's see, this goes really high. This is 78. In fact, I remember earlier we ran into an underwater cave, and I was like, oh, this isn't what we want. I wonder if this is that cave. Probably not, but it might be. There's like a small chance it is. And here we go. This looks like an exit out. Look at that. Is that an exit? Should be. We're getting really high up here. There we go. There's our exit. Let's see where we ended up. That should be kind of interesting to see. We are out of the mountain. It is a different mountain. That's funny. So we actually came in from... Where are we? We came from here, and we ended up here. That's really funny. We like totally went to a different area. Very interesting. So we're going to fly back to our base, and then we are going to scout out the next ancient city. And I do have an ancient city map, and we're going to use that. Oh, shouldn't have done that. We have an ancient city map, and we can use that to find our way to the next ancient city. So... we could offload our loot as well. I guess it'd probably be a good idea. We do have a lot of that. So that's our supply chest. And we'll make sure to also save all the wool. As earlier I did put the wool away. We want to make sure to keep that wool on us. But just from that one ancient city already, we have a ton of loot. Definitely time to continue on raiding the city. Let's see what we have. Alright, that looks good. Okay, so I'm thinking what we can do here. We'll take a look at the map again. So the map is here. There's the map. So there's the ancient city we were working on. That's the circled one in red. And I'm thinking we also raided this one. So we've raided both of these already. I guess the best one would be probably like here. This could be a good idea. That sort of down there like that. That could be a good one to raid. That's kind of directly south of our current base. And I can kind of tell where that city is, like on that mountain there. So we should be good to switch to that and raid that. And we can even put these in chests, honestly, and kind of clear up a couple more shulkers for storage. Could be good for sure. So we'll probably clear that out and do that. We have so much loot though. We just got tons already, which is awesome. Of course, all this loot is going to help us a lot later on as we build our base, get better enchantments, and even things like Frostwalker. These can be pretty hard to get normally, so definitely having the ability to have that is super useful. If there is any more wool in here, which it doesn't look like there is actually, it's like we used it all up, so the next city we're going to have to be more careful, as we're not going to have as much wool to use, but we will have iron. Let me make sure I don't forget that iron stack, and we can use that to harvest more wool. We also have some more fireworks in here, I think. In one of these we do. It might be the night vision potion one, so that's okay. No, it's not. We'll put these ones away, though, as that's of course not supplies, that is just loot we got. Yeah, we can get that third ancient city there and then hopefully get a ton of loot from that as well. Already I think we actually have enough fragments to make the disc 5 from all the different cities we've raided, all the chests we've raided and opened up there. So that should be fine. We'll put these in there, and we'll break these two and then get the treasure from that, or the sort of storage room from that, not treasure. And we'll put that away in here. And it is crazy how many different items you get from the ancient city chests. In fact, loot from the ancient city chest is super big. But alright, so we need to find that next ancient city. We do have the ability to do that. Where's the rest of the fireworks? Actually, I have to find that real quick. There we go. And I think that's good then. We have the wood there too, we'll keep that. But that should be enough. If we have any more arrows, we'll top up on those. I don't see any, so we'll just stay like that. And I guess there's the snowballs too, we should probably grab those, and the iron. If there's still snowballs, there we go. Alright, so the ancient city should be down here. We kind of saw on the map where it is. It seems to be underneath this mountain biome right here, so it should be fairly easy to find that. There may not be a cave leading to it, but it still should be fairly close. So it's right here. So we could probably get to it by kind of digging below it. Just kind of looking at the map there again for reference, we can kind of see it's like at the very top of that. And so because of that, there we go. Because of that, we should be able to kind of mine a little bit outside where the actual mountain is, because our base is right up here, I think. No, it's not. Our base is there, so it would be right over here. So kind of at this front part, we want to go there and find that ancient city. So I'm going to say we can kind of dig down here. In the jungle should be fine. There's actually a cave there as well. Just like last time, I kind of probably going to have issues with the cave. We'll probably go over here and kind of dig down from like
right here should be fine, honestly, like just over here. Just want to make sure there's air above us. The reason why is that then we'll actually have light go down into the tunnel that we're digging, and we don't have hostile mobs potentially spawn. So let's kind of dig a straight down tunnel here. Something like this. Safe way to strip mine, of course, or to dig straight down, is to go between two different blocks, and we can find our way all the way to the bottom. And it tends to just work the best that way. So we have that. Someone said I should join Hermitcraft. I mean, if I was offered, maybe I would. But obviously that's not really something you can do that easily. Although Hermitcraft's kind of an interesting place. It seems like a lot of, like, I'm not sure if Mumbo Jumbo's actually returned to it or not. It's kind of interesting, so I'm not sure what'll happen there, but either way, we're at about Y70, so again, we're kind of in a mountain already, so we're going to have to mine down really, really far to get to that ancient city, but we're going to do it. And it's crazy, you know, because if I think about what Minecraft was like even, let's say, you know, 2 years ago or something, I never really would have envisioned that the world would become like this big, this deep, you know, absolutely so much volume to the Minecraft world now. And yet in Minecraft 1.19, 1.18, and of course soon to be 1.20, we have this overworld that is absolutely massive, and there's so much to it. Just the fact that you can dig down this far and also build up so high is really great. And of course in really old versions of Minecraft, it was kind of even more so, to the sense that I think the world height was like 128 or something instead of 256. So it's like they just kind of keep updating that. And of course, like the Nether in Bedrock Edition still is only 128 blocks, which is like only a little bit over 30% of that of the overworld, which is pretty crazy. We should be to deep slate pretty soon here also, and I guess we'll have to put these items away in the chest if we want to have them not despawn. I don't really care, but it tends to be kind of annoying to have items despawn just because, you know, it's not really the best thing to waste. Now we're going to keep going down here and get to the bottom. And someone said the hills are crazy. They definitely are. It's absolutely insane what you can get out of these. We're now to deep slate too, so about 40-50 more blocks and we should be there. And welcome to Lucas there in the chat. They're a great supporter of the channel, and although you're late, we're still going to be raiding tons of ancient cities here. And we have one we're about to dig into. We found some lapis first, actually a lot of lapis. That was a 6 vein, which is pretty good for lapis. And there's about to be an ancient city right under here, although we're kind of out of wool, so it's going to be a little more dangerous, but still good. Now if we get down to the Y level that's low enough, but there's no ancient city, what I'll do is I'll actually directly take a look at the seed map and make sure to dig directly into the ancient city. Oh, but there we go. That looks like that's where the ancient city is. It may not be. Now this is why this is safe to dig straight down like this, because we can actually see what's there. Although because of our warning level, we may have a warden summon in. I see diamonds though. And I see some blocks, so that is the ancient city down there. We're going to risk it with an ender pearl. There we go. It was not good. I really hope that's not a warden summon in. It was. Okay. That's not ideal. And we're just going to swift sneak out of here for sure. Obviously not a good thing at all. Going to be really careful here because we have a warden already, and that warden is on the loose. So we're going to fly out of that area. Probably land on top of the gate right here. Not the gate, but whatever you want to call it, the portal. We're definitely still at warning level, we're level 4, so there's our warden over there, we can see that. But here we are at this brand new ancient city. It definitely has a different layout to it, and there is going to be tons of loot here because it's unraided fully. But unlike the other ancient city, we don't have a lot of wool, and we also have those instant wardens, so this is going to be a lot more difficult, and we're going to have to be super careful. And but I think if we are careful, we should be okay. So I don't see any shriekers right here. If there are none, what we're going to do is we're going to mine out the wool here and then use it in a second. But pretty scary to instantly go into an ancient city and find a warden. Pretty dangerous. And someone said, what's our warden count? I think that's 4. I'm not sure though, because there was, I think that is 4, because I think we had 3 at the other ancient city. Actually, no, I think it was more than that, because we had a lot that summoned in before. Either way, we're getting a lot of wool here, which is going to definitely help us not have too high of a warden count, and hopefully get a lot of loot. That sort of strange, like, slimy kind of sound. The that we heard right there, that is the sound of the warden going back into the ground. And so if you hear that, that means that the warden has become uninterested for a little while, and then it basically just kind of goes back into the ground and despawns more or less. Although of course in the lore it just kind of digs away to come back later. Now we're going to put away all of the random stuff we mined on our way here, so our inventory is actually fairly empty. Those ender pearls were also a good call, as of course we got to use them there a little bit earlier. And we'll put away the extra food, and we'll probably switch out this for the full stack of rockets, just being where that's all the rockets we have on us. And we can go this way. So we're going to go over here and dig out these blocks, again being careful, because we definitely have an issue. And someone asks, what is my SMP? I do have an SMP called play.eyecraftmc.com, and if you log on to there, it's Bedrock and Java. There's actually information on how to join it. You can also join it through my Discord. You have to be part of the Discord to be part of the SMP. And if some of the moderators there of the chat want to throw in some links to the Discord server, that'd be great. And feel free to join that, and you can play Minecraft with me and also with all of the Eyecraftmc fans. And we just started a new season on there just like 2 weeks ago. And so because of that, everything is still basically brand new. In fact, the dragon fight is going to be after the stream today. And so there's lots of exciting things going on in there, as it's an early SMP. That'll definitely be lasting a long time. Alright, so we now have enough of the wool. We're going to start raiding this as I did before. Start at one end, go to the other end. Pretty simple, but just the same pattern. Obviously we have to be more careful this time though, to have like a good way of kind of escaping quickly. Just because unlike last time, we don't really have as many chances. We don't have any chances. If a shrieker is set off, we do have a warden right there. So for instance, right here, there is a shrieker. Now this shrieker, this may seem impossible to deactivate. I don't actually think it is. We just have to break the shrieker. It should be fine. It was, but just barely. So we have to be careful because again, of course, one shrieker gone wrong and we are in big trouble. Now there is a shrieker there as well. I'm a little worried about that one. What I think I'm going to do, that was dangerous. I think I'm going to do is we're going to go over here. These two shriekers are able to be fully surrounded. Now this one, a little bit dangerous. So we're actually going to pillar up like that. So this thing isn't affected. This is fine. There we go. If we had just done the one layer, we wouldn't have been safe. We'll do the same thing here just to be careful. Break that. Oh, that actually did send a signal, but we're okay. Because of course the shriekers are now gone. So we'll go over here, we'll grab that. And we should now be safe to get our treasure, start finding that. Hopefully this ancient city has enchanted golden apples in it. Funny enough, the last one actually didn't have any enchanted golden apples at it. And so this one definitely should though. And someone said, what am I using to record this? So I use a different thing to record than I do to stream, just so that my settings don't have to be changed every time. To stream, I use Streamlabs, and to record, I use OBS. I just prefer OBS for recording because it's more basic, and it tends to just work better for what I need. But Streamlabs is great for streaming because there's a ton of additional features there. But because of the way those two programs work, they kind of have the same code to them because of there's kind of a big controversy over that, but more or less because of that, you can kind of import your settings from one to the other. So things like my microphone setup and stuff like that are the same. So I should sound hopefully the same, or at least similar across both. Although of course it's a little bit different as the audio isn't put through all the filters on my editor. Now we're going to go up here and get this chest. There is a shrieker. We're going to be careful because last time, not last time, but I guess 2 times ago we did this. We had an issue where we set off that shrieker because there was a second shrieker there, but we're going to say there isn't one, and there wasn't, but that was pretty dangerous. So we're going to drop down here. I think we're good now, and so we can see what's in this chest. Again, no enchanted golden apples. We're unlucky in that sense lately. But that's okay, we'll keep looking and hopefully we can find some. Enchanted golden apples themselves aren't actually like that useful. They're just sort of like a good item to have in terms of PvP, or maybe just like a valuable thing. And it's funny because if Minecraft ever did decide to make diamonds be renewable so they weren't really valuable anymore, I don't even know what people would use for, you know, a valuable kind of item for like trading and stuff. Because for things like, let's say, buying and selling things on servers. Diamonds aren't insanely valuable, but they're valuable enough that it makes sense. And things like netherite, of course, usually would sell for like 10 to 20 diamonds. And just gonna get a drink of water here. And so basically because of that, it just does not work for valuable. Someone says, am I going to stream on Christmas Eve? No, so this is my last stream of the year. But I do hope everyone has a good Christmas there for sure. Alright, I am back, but Merry Christmas to everyone for sure. And yeah, no, we'll not be able to stream on Christmas Eve. Alright, so we have a chest here. I don't see any shriekers, so we should be fine. That is a lot of echo shards, and echo shards are really one of the biggest valuables you get here, so definitely those echo shards are a good thing to have. I think I switched that out fast enough. There we go. Put that Echo Shard away. We also have another skeleton skull from that pillar. So that is a good thing to have also. We'll put this here. There we go. Or I guess we don't put the snowballs away. I keep wanting to though, since they're not super useful. And something really dangerous that'll sometimes actually happen, and is really good to watch out for, is that very rarely there'll be another biome that intersects the ancient city. It doesn't really happen that often at all, but it can. And so because of that, in that biome you can actually have hostile mobs, and they can kind of force you to not be as stealthy, and so they can force you to move, which can then of course make shriekers go off, so it's important to be aware of that. I don't see any shriekers here either, so again we're safe. Really hope we do have an enchanted golden apple soon. Let's see. Someone says, thank you for making so many detailed guides about Minecraft, it helped them a lot. Well, I'm really glad it did, and I actually have a lot of really great videos that I'm working on. In fact, I have 8 videos right now that I'm working on editing and getting all the footage finished for. And they're all going to be coming out at the end of December here, sort of all at once. Maybe not like every day, but definitely really frequently. Just so that we have sort of an amazing end-of-year Christmas break video extravaganza. Although I won't be streaming, I will, as I said, have a lot of videos coming out, which should be awesome. So right here, we're just going to have to hope there's no more shriekers. We're going to break that. Oh, there was. Now, there might be a warden, there might not. We're going to find out. There was. Okay, we're just going to break this chest. And oh, there's enchanted golden apples there, of course. Of course there are. We're just going to fly out of here then to be safe. We will grab those enchanted golden apples in a second. Of course, the second we get the warden in, that's when we also get the enchanted golden apples, and they're now on the ground about to despawn, so that's kind of the way that works. But it is what it is. It is. And so we'll go over here. Now, someone says, what's this song? It's one of the 1.18 songs. I believe it's called Stand Tall, but I may not be correct about that. Technically, it's actually safe for us to wait and just let that warden eventually despawn. The reason why is that there's no senses or sort of signals being sent to it, and so we can actually be good to do that. We are going to get one of our empty chests here, fill it up with loot, and then once we've done that, we'll be able to just run over there, grab those enchanted golden apples and get out, because we really don't want to risk having an issue where we do eventually have those enchanted golden apples despawn. Again, the warden doesn't seem to be coming towards us. We can actually just hear it and see it just dig into the ground there and disappear. So we'll clear out our inventory here a little bit more, and then we should be good to head over and grab those. And there's tons of the dark gray wool here. I guess it's gray wool. I call it dark gray because it is kind of a dark gray, but yeah, we can grab the enchanted golden apples there finally. It looks like there was at least 2. It looks like 2. That's really cool, actually. We're able to finally get them. This one does not have any, but again, finally we're able to get sort of the whole point of raiding these, which is that enchanted golden apple. So we'll put this away. Fill that up, and also fill up some more chests there. It's kind of cool seeing enchanted golden apples in Minecraft because they're just such a rare item, and seeing them tends to be fairly rare as well. Definitely getting a bunch of them is pretty satisfying there. So we're going to break this, continue on our way. There is some sort of a shrieker here that we set off. There's also a skull here, we'll make sure to grab that. Again, 2 places that skeleton skulls are found. Oh, there's another warden. But two places that skeleton skulls are found. They're found in the these random little pillars, and they're also found in that structure there. We're probably just going to honestly say, you know, forget the warden at this stage. In fact, my inventory is pretty full. Let's run here. Who cares about the warden? I'm feeling risky today. Let's grab that. Get out of here. Whatever. Let the warden summon in. That's I'm going to change my strategy. You can be risky for like the next 5 minutes, and then I'll probably decide to stop because there'll be too many wardens. But, you know, that did technically work, and we just grabbed those. I'm going to fly over here. Oh, there's another warden, of course. Will we wait for that warden to summon in? Because we actually tend to have quite a bit of time. We're just going to put our items in this chest and fly this direction, being careful not to hit anything. Of course, if we hit anything, that's not really ideal. But we're still really not in a dangerous situation at all right now. We just have to be careful not to set off any more shriekers nearby, or we're not really going to have a safe area to go to. But there we go. Everyone's saying I'm being so reckless. I know I've completely changed the strategy here. There's kind of two ways of doing it, really. You can kind of be careful or not careful. Now this one looks pretty honestly, actually this is pretty difficult. There's a lot of chests around here though, so we could, oh there's the warden. It's getting pretty close. So what we may do is, honestly what we'll do is we'll break this, and then we'll fly away. And we'll fly up here actually. This is probably safe up here, safe enough anyway. There's no way for the warden to get up here. And we can just kind of pillar up. But there we go, we're kind of a bit more of a dangerous situation now. In fact, I hope I kept my ender chest with me. I might not have. So if we didn't, we'll have to kind of stop here because we're almost running out of inventory room. Well, we don't have to stop. We'll have to kind of go around. We'll try and get the stackable items in here. Let's see if the warden's getting near to us. They're starting to despawn. It's over there. It is pretty close. I think it can sense us. So we'll have to be careful about that. We should be able to just kind of stack away our items in here fairly safely. We'll see what happens in terms of those wardens. It does sound to be getting closer. Not really, actually. Alright, let's see what's in this chest here. I don't see any shriekers, but whatever. There's one music disc we can't pick up. We'll try and put some stackable items in here. Let's see what we can do. That one despawned too. You can hear that sound of it going away very loudly, very clearly there. So again, that's kind of just what it sounds like when the wardens do disappear. So now we have kind of a separate issue, which is not the wardens, although there's a lot of loot chests around here, which is great. Almost guarantee you there's some enchanted golden apples throughout those. And what we need to do is kind of look for a way for us to get our items a bit more condensed, so we can actually have room to put more items of our loot. So we do have the enchanted golden apples there, which are great. We also have a lot of these random music discs, which I don't care about really. I'm not sure if I want to just get rid of. Let's see what we have here in terms of potions. We could like drink some of these potions of regen. They're really honestly not that useful. Actually, I probably should not have thrown that down there. That could have sent off a shrieker as well, so good to be careful about things like that. But some of these items are just not that important. Now, the music discs, again, do tend to be taking up most of our space. I think that all the unstackables really are the things that do it. We could actually switch some of these for the night vision here. And we can also put away the bottles of enchanting. I'm sure there's a chest that has those in it. There is. Alright. That gives us a bit more room. At least enough room to look around a bit more. And we can be a bit more careful this time. We now have a bit more space as well. Night vision's almost out also, so we can drink one of those and get one more extra slot. There we go. I should not have forgotten the shulker box and the extra shulker boxes in the ender chest, but anyway. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 chests I can see at least. Actually, I think that's 5, because it's 3 there and then 4, 5. There we go. But at least 5, and so we're going to go to those ones and we're going to raid them. Someone says what to do if you die from the warden. So I have a bet on me. That's for that. So something I should actually do. I haven't done yet. I should though. Yeah, I'll land over here. Is to set your spawn point. So if you do die, you can go back to it. So we'll actually just keep that there with our spawn point set. And so if we do die from the warden, it's as easy as just walking over more or less. But what you kind of want to do is actually just let your item sit there for a minute. The reason why is that the warden will naturally despawn, but it doesn't just disappear when you die. So you want to be careful with that. As of course, let's say the warden summons in the game, then you could definitely have an issue where you know, your items are sort of there and you just keep dying and they eventually despawn. So kind of better to wait a little bit. Now this is completely impossible, I believe. I can't think of a way we could... Yeah, maybe it's not. I feel like this is an impossible one right here. It looks like it. So we're not going to do anything with that yet. We'll go over to the other chests. I don't really care about a warden summoning in, but kind of there, it's a dangerous position. We'll do this one over here first. Try and get these. You know, there's a skull there. We can probably get rid of these shriekers as well. It shouldn't be too difficult. And we actually have a super chat from Father of Chaos. It says, I'm learning so much, thank you. Why are enchanted golden apples called notch apples? Well, I'm not actually sure if I know the answer to that. I know that it has something to do with the fact that Notch is obviously the creator of Minecraft. Sometimes they're called god apples, so it could be because like Notch is like the Minecraft god or something. That would be my best guess, I would say. It could also be that, interestingly enough, if the Notch player is killed in the game, at least at one point, it was set up so that if that happened, there would actually be an apple that it dropped. So it could be something that has to do with that, for instance, like a reference to dropping apples. But other than that, I couldn't really think of actually the reason why. But it is an interesting thing that is called the notch apples. I'll go through here. Oh, and we have a shrieker. We'll grab this, and get out of here. Carefully. First we have another warden summoning in, and we'll do that. Someone says, can warden and shriekers detect sound from any block, or only the dark green blocks? They can detect sound from any block. The dark green blocks I'm assuming you're talking about is the skulk. The skulk is just kind of decorative, like these things here. They don't really do anything. Obviously they give you XP, but they don't have like a specific sort of shrieker related use, although they do kind of do a thing where they change the vibration signals. But either way, there's not like a specific use for that, but definitely they can get signals from any block. However, only if a player caused a vibration will you actually get there to be a warden that summons in, which is interesting. So because of that, if you, let's say, you know, have like a zombie run into the ancient city, there's not going to be wardens that summon in and try and kill that zombie. If the warden's there already, that may happen, that the warden tries to kill the zombie. But the zombie cannot make a warden just appear into the game. So because of that, it tends to be something where really it's only a player caused vibrations for that. We're going to put that away as well. I think we have a space for these soul torches. We got a ton of them from the other chest. Actually, getting your enchanting tables really quickly, very easy to do that from the ancient cities because there's so many books you get. And we'll get those chests put in there for sure. But definitely we got a ton of stuff here already, which is awesome. I'm hoping that we can get ourselves a ton of those. Someone says, can speed potions speed up my sneaking? Probably yes. Yeah, they probably could. I know, so of course we have swift sneak, so we are sneaking pretty quick already. But yeah, if we did have speed potions, it would be even quicker. Now I think we're going to be a bit risky and probably just break this chest. The only real risk with that is if we can't pick up all the items, because there's a chest over there we can't really disable correctly. We can just kind of fly out of the way. That's a nice thing about the ancient city, is that if you kind of get a good idea of the shape of it, it's pretty easy just to fly out of an area even if you're kind of blind from the effect. And so we'll break this. We're able to pick up everything, which is perfect. We're just going to fly out of here when the warden summons in, so it doesn't really matter for us then. We'll just kind of land down over here, I guess. And we'll let that warden be over there. There is so many candles here too. I'm not going to pick them up because my inventory is so sort of full already, but I would totally suggest people to grab the candles as part of the loot as well, because most players don't have a bee farm set up, and so because of that, to grab all these random kind of plain candles can be a great way to get these decorative items. And like just in front of us here, there's like 2 stacks of candles, which is super nice. Alright, so I think we got most of the loot chests over there. We're just going to kind of do a dangerous fly around, I think. There's a chest we haven't got. Be careful there. This one looks like unruined. It's like one of the only parts of the structure that doesn't look destroyed. There's like a bunch of disc fragments and other treasure. Can't really pick up everything anymore. If we put away the regeneration potions, we don't really need that. And we can waste the fireworks there, but we can kind of put away the items we don't really need, get our inventory a little bit more cleared up. We don't need the music discs either. There is an amazing, oh look at that, Silk Touch, efficiency 5, not even 4, and then unbreaking 3. That is really, really good, all for one item. Super, super efficient there. Which is really great to have that, and of course that'd be another good candidate for a perfect hoe, and we could maybe a little bit later craft it into that. Now, I don't know if we have another chest that has the fragments. I don't think so. There's so many different types of loot you can get from the ancient cities. Definitely if they ever do end up adding the bundles to Minecraft, it could be useful that way. So let's take a look here. If we didn't raid that, we probably didn't raid any other chests that are here. In fact, I can see a little corner of a chest there. The problem we're running into is running out of inventory space. So I think what we'll do, it's not the best idea, but it definitely will work, is we're going to put down some chests, probably here. It should be fine. And we're actually going to put all of our useless items in here, and then we're just going to mark out our coordinates. So later on what I'll do is then I can come back here later, and we can just grab those pieces of loot. So like anything that we don't really need, and any nothing super valuable, like let's say, projectile protection 1 book, or just the iron leggings. Those kinds of pieces of loot we can put in here for later, and then we can grab those in a minute. Once we have more space, and I'll just mark down the coordinates. So we'll put away all these. It's funny too, because things like diamond horse armor in Minecraft kind of is rare and kind of is valuable, but there's a point too where obviously you get so much of it that eventually doesn't really become valuable at all. In fact, if we kind of sort our inventory of things we do have to keep, it should make it a lot easier to grab the things that we don't need. So we'll grab all these, and then we can put them in there. Again, just kind of random things. If there's anything super valuable, we'll keep that. Like, let's say the skeleton skulls. We'll put it in here for now, but we'll take it out in just a second. We can actually put this with that. The song that's playing right now is one of the ocean songs. I really like it, though, because something I've noticed... Well, there's actually the entrance. You can see that right there. But either way, I really like this song because it sort of has like a space sound to it, and there's nothing really in Minecraft that sounds spacey. I guess maybe the... end songs do, but not really. So it's kind of cool to have like a song like that, kind of like an ocean spacey type song. We're just going to keep putting away our loot in here temporarily, that we can keep raiding throughout here. And get all the treasure in there, and sort of see what we can find from that. And of course we even have our 2 enchanted golden apples. We'll take these out in just a second, just putting them all in here so we can see it all at once, and grab the treasure that we need to. And what we could technically do is we could even keep these here for now, and just later on put it away. But we'll do. So this is really valuable. Some of these books are really valuable. Of course, some of the leggings and stuff are. We'll grab that. The music discs aren't really. We'll grab one of each. Other than that, we're fine. And then of course we'll come back here in a second. The trick to marking down your coordinates is to press F3, then press F2, so you get that screenshot. Or you can also write them down on chat, or you can put them on a notepad. Whatever you want, but it's a really good idea to mark down different coordinates in Minecraft, especially something like this, good to include the Y level, so you're aware of how deep you should dig down to get to a certain area. And there's our 2 skeleton skulls from there and some bones. We're just going to throw these in here as well, so we can have a chest sort of for the most valuable loot if for some reason we can't get back down here. We're making sure not to waste anything, and we'll get our extra food and the extra night vision for sure. But other than that, I think the rest of this can just sit here for now. Not going to matter too much, so we'll do that. And we'll put these away in here, and we'll just reorganize our inventory. Actually, one of the hoes is the hoe we actually use, so we should probably find that one. Might be, I guess it's one of these ones. In fact, it's so crazy. The hoe we got was so good. I actually think it's better than the one we had on us before, which is really crazy. So we'll break these, though. Again, make sure those coordinates are marked down for sure, which they are, and now we should be safe to go do whatever in terms of just grabbing the rest of the loot here. So that's kind of a good way of clearing out your inventory space a bit, just to kind of remember where things are. We don't need the leads on our quick access stuff. And we'll also craft 1 more pair of shears, and probably grab some wool here in a minute. And if we're lucky, our warning level's even gone down by 1. I kind of doubt it has, but it might have. So we'll find that out pretty quick here. Alright, so we have some chests there. There's also the chests over there. We didn't actually grab everything from them. There's like lots of loot around here. It's kind of funny if you do things randomly, it might seem to take a little longer. So we're just going to fly in here, grab that chest, get out. And we're not going to try to be careful really at this point. We're just going to run from chest to chest, grabbing the treasure there. Can't grab the candles. There we go. And we'll kind of fly out of here. Try and be careful. I don't want to fly too far away here. It kind of makes it even more dangerous because without feather falling, we could easily run into the wall and then, of course, die of fall damage, which is not what we want to have happen. We'll probably honestly just keep raiding it like this. Oh, there's an enchanted golden apple we got. That's awesome. I didn't even notice that, but there we go. And we'll just put all the items over here in that chest, which is perfect. We'll kind of, again, probably resort this so we kind of have it organized. You can hear that warden going away already. It tends to be really quick that they go away if they don't receive any signals. So we have that chest and that chest. Not sure if there's any other treasure around here we could quickly grab, but it doesn't matter too much. We'll just go down here. I don't see any others, so we'll go here, break that. There was another enchanted golden apple in there, it looks like. And we'll fly over here. The problem is the darkness effect, because even with night vision, of course, we can't see very well. So it's fairly easy to run into a wall and get hurt by that. But it's like the first ancient city, we kind of use the more cautious technique. And this ancient city, we're going to do things in a lot more risky kind of, but it doesn't matter too much. And of course, and this ancient city definitely still have that. Oh, sorry, I think the stream just replayed on itself there for a second. But anyway, basically, where are some other chests? Now that looks like one of the big structures. We have to be careful to make our way over there in a way that's not going to be an issue. So we're going to do that and then basically grab the rest of that. Now I think the treasure should be right over here. Yeah, it's right over there. So we're going to put these in our chest again. Look at that. So 2 enchanted golden apples now, which is good. There's definitely a lot more treasure to get. We just want to make sure we kind of have our inventory fairly clear. Then that warden despawned again, like it matters, but it did. We're going to go over here, break this chest, get out of there. This one doesn't even have a shrieker, so we're fine to not worry at all. And that had some disc fragments, nothing crazy, but, you know, some random stuff. And if you're really quick, you could probably get through an ancient city raid in maybe like 10-20 minutes. Just kind of breaking the chests and continuing on. Could be a viable strategy for sure. Just going to try and kind of land here carefully, just like that. There we go, and it's mostly coal. It's kind of funny, that like whole chest, but then we have Mending Fortune 3 and Breaking 3 hose, so that definitely makes up for it. But it is always funny when a chest's like that, sort of just one type of item all inside of it. And that should be that, and then we'll kind of fill up this. We're definitely filling up our chests really quickly too. It's crazy how many items we actually can get from here. And we'll open those, put that there, okay. We should be able to continue on. There is a chest there. And if there's another one too, we can kind of run from chest to chest. There's actually another one over there. We'll do a risky move here. So we're going to go to this chest, grab those items. Then we're going to go over to this chest and grab these items, because of course the darkness is about to set in here. We're going to pillar up here. We're going to grab this chest. And we can't grab everything. We'll throw away the lead. And then we can kind of fly away. And then we're safe. There we go. I think we got everything this direction. We'll keep looking over here. This looks pretty good. And so we got some more wardens summoning in, of course. We'll kind of land on top of here. I always like landing up here. It tends to work really well in terms of kind of an area that the warden can't get you from, so it works pretty well. We'll go through here, fill this up with all of our loot, and we'll kind of get that more sorted. We got a Smite 5, which is actually really good. And yeah, Smite 5 is like pretty hard to get on a book. So we've Luck of the C3, Lure 1. Candles, protection for leggings, nothing super crazy there. But again, a good supply of loot that we can do things with a little later. And we have a super sticker for $50 from Lucas there. And it says, "You're amazing," with the Shiba Inu, which is of course the internet's favorite dog. Well, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. And I'm glad that we haven't died on the stream yet. We're dealing with the ancient city pretty well. We have one more chest down there. We're going to do another risky move. It's kind of more fun this way, like a sport. Just obviously, you know, everyone has different play styles. I'm glad to show both ways of rating these, because if you kind of like a more risky play style, this is good. If you don't like being risky, it's not necessarily good. So we'll go over here. This may also have treasure. I don't actually know if I've been on this structure before. Oh, I see. It's the one that goes... Oh, okay, interesting. Oh, that's actually where we kept our chests. I said I haven't been on here. Oh, I haven't? Oh, it's the one where the chests are. Obviously, we have been here, but I just didn't walk up that part. There's kind of a unique thing there. We'll put these in here again. We could technically offload our chests again, but I think we're actually... I think we're almost done with most of the chests here, so we'll take a look around. We're going to do a flyover of everything. Chests are gone from there. There's another warden here. And we'll keep... There's another chest there. We'll grab that. There we go. We're going to get the darkness here, so we're going to have to be careful. Just kind of land up here carefully until that effect goes away. It's like a 10-second effect, so it's not too much of an issue. Someone says it might be a problem with the warden. Yeah, definitely it is. It's actually crazy to what point you can pretty easily deal with it. I think I actually see... Oh, there's still the skeleton skull. We're not going to lose that. Definitely not. That's like a big piece of the loot. In fact, there's still some items here we weren't able to pick up earlier, so we're gonna... I think the warden's really close, so we're gonna be careful here. In fact, there's another warden there, so... We're gonna fly out of here. We'll just land on top of this. Again, if you can kind of remember where you were flying before the darkness effect kicks in, that's why it's always good to fly away as quickly as possible, because then you don't have the issue of sort of being flying into the dark, so... I think that's it though. We might not have gone this direction, but I'm pretty sure we have. This whole area is seeming like it's been looted, honestly. The whole ancient city here. There is our chest. We'll just kind of surround the outside of it. We've been there. We've been here. That looks like the entire ancient city done. It looks like we're going to get the darkness effect again from that warden. So yeah, that is that ancient city done, and we'll put away the treasure in this chest as well. Look at all those enchanted books. We have Fortune 2, which I guess isn't that good, but Swift Sneak 3, another Swift Sneak 3. Definitely, that's good for sure. And we'll put these in here, and we have 2 skeleton skulls there. We also have another skull here, so that's a total of 3 skulls from this city, and we can break these... and get more out of it. Now, I think we should do another Ancient City raid on the stream. You know, it's only... we still have about another hour, so we should definitely do another Ancient City raid. This is, like I said earlier, this is my final stream of 2022, and so you'll see the next one in 2023, and we're not going to end here. We're going to keep going, and so feel free to tune in for the rest of this. Anything else we should grab? I guess we could grab those candles. I keep saying, like, I kind of want to grab them, so maybe I'll do that. If you want to know a little bit about candles, that's something I've never talked about in a video before. Candles do not have a tool for them, so they're broken the quickest with anything. There's no instant mining candles, unfortunately. Maybe with a haste beacon you could, but it just is with your fists there. But they're pretty quick. They're not instant mined though, like a torch is. And of course in the ancient city there's a ton of them, and you can even put them on top of cakes to make like a birthday cake. And of course we also have all kinds of other cool things you can do with them in terms of decoration, like make sort of like some candle decorations. In fact, candles are perfect decorations for Christmas, and last year I made a video quite a while ago, so it's not maybe the quality of my current content as much, but it is a video on how to decorate for Christmas in Minecraft. If you look up Eyecraftmc Christmas, it should show up, and one of the things I talk about there is how candles make perfect Christmas lights if you're trying to make a Christmas tree. There is some more candles over here too. If we want to grab some more, again, we may as well. Kind of fun to get that kind of loot from here. There is a shrieker, but you can see there's tons of candles on this part as well. These are like the most candle-dense sections of the city. Let's see if we get a shrieker from, or a warden from that. We didn't. Some are white, some are undyed. The undyed ones are definitely better, because again, you can dye them any color then. You can do white if you want. You could do, you know, red candles, or black candles, or purple candles, or whatever you want. But it's definitely really useful that way. And we almost have 2 stacks, which is great, because that would be like 2 stacks of beeswax normally. 2 stacks of beeswax is maybe not as easy as it sounds to get if you don't have a bee farm. I think I actually still hear a warden. I'm not sure why it's still summoned in. Probably something giving it signals, like a bat or something, because it definitely should be gone. In fact, as I say that, it literally despawns. It's funny, it's like my brain kind of had like memorized how long they should be in the game for, so I kind of was just like assuming it's like, oh, it should be gone by now, and there you go, it's gone. It's funny. This is not really safe what I'm doing right now, actually, because there's a lot of sensors and could definitely be a shrieker here, but honestly, whatever at this point. And again, elytra, insane how much easier it makes this. I mean, this without elytra would be so much more difficult. In fact, there's another warden we have, of course. That one we could actually trap if we wanted, but we're not going to bother. We'll kind of fly up, being careful. There we go. Again, 2 more seconds of darkness. We'll kind of land in the portal here. We have reinforced deep slate here. We could try mining it. I think there is a way of getting rid of it, but I forget how. I'm not sure, actually. I haven't done a lot of stuff with reinforced deep slate, but definitely this is going to be a portal or something in the future. I'm sure of it. I'd be shocked if it wasn't. Let's see if anything else has any candles we could grab. Actually, these ones are all white candles, which is kind of interesting. Not sure why. Doesn't actually make a lot of sense, because the white candles and standard candles look really similar, right? And so it is interesting, like maybe in the lore there's a reason why this kind of section here has white candles, but the other section has the standard candles. So it's kind of funny. We could maybe use a bunch of candles in our base build. Maybe we'll just get out of here because there's another warden. Now, we need to find the entrance. We did find it earlier, and we actually found it in a funny way, which is we let our night vision run out, and so because it ran out, we kind of saw the entrance. So we're running low on fireworks here. We don't want to use too many more, maybe save them. We want to do though is wait for another minute and a bit. In fact, we should, as we wait, we should break some skulk with our fortune one here. Watch how quickly we'll mend up our elytra here. It'll be crazy. We should, in a second here, once that effect runs out, we can then use that to, of course, find the entrance, because in the roof there should be a bit of natural light. We'll also find our bed and we'll sleep in that. That's how you get out of these, of course, is by sleeping in a bed. And again, if you're just tuning onto the stream, we're doing Ancient City raiding. Look, our elytra's almost mended there. And feel free to like the stream if you're enjoying it as well, as it really does help out the channel, and it'll help the stream have even more viewers in it. And there's 2 free diamonds, why not? Lots of free diamonds to be had in the Ancient City, if you look out carefully for it on the walls and the roof. And we could even do that as we wait a little bit too, is sort of look around for some of the diamonds that might be exposed around. Really a great place to mine, the Ancient City as well as the Deep Dark. Probably some random diamonds here. So we have 54. I think we were at our pile of loot when we saw it before. So I'm going to say we should fly over there. Yeah, our pile of loot's over here, I think. Hopefully we don't set off any wardens. We didn't. I think, in fact, there's the entrance right there. We can see it. It's like this little hole in the wall there. So anything super valuable here we should bring with us right now? I don't see anything. We could bring the coal, but we don't really need to. We're almost out of night vision too, I think. Unless there's more in here. There could be. There's one more in there. We'll grab that one for sure. Yeah, I don't see any more. Okay, that should be fine. We'll keep that there for now. Again, marked out the coordinates. A little later we'll do this. Let's get our, turn these into building blocks for a second. And we'll kind of go this way. That affects fading in and out. There's that entrance. You can see the light, that natural light. That is going to be our way out of here. And of course, later on, it'll be our way back here. It looks like we're going to have a warden to wave us goodbye as we exit here. So we're going to have to get out of there. Because of the darkness effect, I can't see, but I'm just going to assume that we are good to fly straight up. So here we go, out of the tunnel. It's too bad we can't see what's going on because of the darkness, but there we go. And it is very dark in the overworld. I wonder if it's night or day. I actually have no way of knowing. This is really weird. Oh, it's day. Oh, that is so weird. Oh, that's crazy. And everything looks so bright now too because we were in the deep dark for so long. That is completely crazy. We're going to fly back up here. I think it's about to become night, or did it just become day? We'll have to find out which one. If it is becoming night, we'll actually stay up and get a couple more creepers and kind of start offloading our loot a bit. Get that last city. Yeah, the sun is setting. So that's actually good for us, but that's pretty good. And we'll go over here, and yeah, no death so far. He didn't really get close to dying. I guess a little bit earlier, a little dangerous maybe, but it is day, and it's nice to see that it's daytime here in the overworld. I want to see what our total skeleton skull is, our total count of the skulls are, because those are like such a valuable and interesting item. 3, and then there's 3 here, so we have 7, so we have 1 there. That is so cool. That's really honestly awesome to have that. It's funny, if you notice the inside texture of the skeleton skull is like too bright. It's like the outside of it's the right shading, but the inside top is a little too bright. It's kind of funny. Either way, I think it's time to probably just make some more shulker boxes. We don't really have to bother with the old ones, and we'll just put all of our loot away in here, look for any more stuff. And there's one more night vision. I was going to make some more, but I think 4 should be enough. Maybe it wouldn't act. Oh, there's 2 more. We're good then. I thought we didn't have enough, but no, we're good. And we should have a total of how many enchanted golden apples? I think 4. I think so. Let's see. Yes, 4. That's pretty good. I think we had like 2 or 3 already. So that's a good amount. And we can put that there. Later on, we can use these for an achievement, actually, where you have to eat every food in the game. So the enchanted golden apple is one of those. There's actually some of our extra wool there, too. I didn't even notice that. And let's get that ender chest. In fact, in the ender chest, I guess there's nothing there for now, but we'll keep that because we may need it later. And let's craft up some more of our shulker boxes. We'll get like 5 shulker boxes, let's say. We kind of learned our lesson before at how many you need. So we'll go like that. Craft all those into the correct pattern there. There's our 5 new shulkers. That's looking like a good supply of stuff. Put away those extra night vision, some of the extra wool, I guess, there. And then now that it's nighttime, we will just go out and we will switch this for the chest plate. And let's get a couple more creepers. Someone said, am I going to have a shulker farm tutorial? I may eventually. I can definitely tell you not super soon. But eventually I may. I'm thinking in 2023. Something I want to expand into potentially is doing farm tutorials. We may as well actually drink a potion of night vision out here too. Because of course there's so many different farms in Minecraft, and they do so many different things for a world. It's a good thing for people to know exactly how to make them. And actually that's crazy, this area wasn't loaded in. So we have here some random sugarcane we can pick up. Let's go over here. And be sure to tell me in the chat right there, maybe in the comments if you're watching this later, what do you tend to do for the holidays? Do you like celebrating Christmas, or you just like the time off? I know for me personally, I really do love the holiday season. It's such a nice time to sort of just kind of reflect on how cool it is to be alive, really, if you think about it. It really is an amazing time of year. And we're going to get rid of this creeper right here. Hopefully that creeper will not be thankful that it's alive, because we're going to get rid of it. So no holiday greetings to that creeper at all. It would be kind of funny actually if they had like a thing where the mobs would like dress up in some way for Christmas, or like maybe there'd be like a chance, kind of like for Halloween the mobs will. It'd be kind of funny if we had that as well, where like there'd be you know, I don't know, like a Christmas hat on the creeper rarely or something funny. We have 6 gunpowder. Someone said more time for games. Well, a lot of people agree with that, because Minecraft's like the most popular ever during the week of Christmas, because people have so much time. Other than that, it's also the summer is pretty popular, of course. We'll go over here. Someone say they love playing Christmas music and spending time with family. Definitely Christmas music is a really nice thing. And I think the holidays are just a great time of the year. It's funny because I guess like back in the olden days, probably the reason why they sort of, you know, turned the holidays into such a massive sort of event. I mean, you know, 12 days of Christmas, things like this. I bet one of the reasons was that, you know, because obviously they didn't have like, you know, mechanical indoor heating and things like that. You know, people couldn't necessarily be working that much anyway. And so, you know, it'd sort of be the best time to have a holiday in the sense that it would be so cold anyway. But that's probably like completely historically inaccurate. So there's that. But I'm sure there is part of that. Is probably part of it though. It's interesting too, because like I believe that certain like school breaks, the way they're lined up, like has to do with when farmers would harvest certain crops, like back in like the, like, you know, 200 years ago or whatever. And so like they would let you know, people be off school for certain times, because then they could like help their parents harvest the crops. And it's just kind of crazy how like a lot of our the modern placement of different things are based on really old traditions and stuff. Let's go over here. We have 11 gunpowder. That's probably enough, honestly. We're good there. And we have enough sugar cane too, and that'll give us paper. So we're going to go over here, and we'll go over this way. But definitely Merry Christmas to anyone who's watching right now, or maybe if you're on the replay there. And I'm hoping 2023 is going to be even better than 2022. I feel like things are kind of starting to look better. I know there's always negatives in the news and sort of what's going on in the world, but I think that, you know, in a sense, things do kind of always get better. And hopefully that'll happen with Minecraft and with my channel. And we'll be able to get even better content out as well in 2023. Alright, so that's almost a stack of fireworks. Again, we're kind of looking at the right place to go out raiding again. We just need to make sure everything else is cleared up there. And finishing it up. Let's take a look here. So we have 2 potions of night vision. Most things are looking good. And someone says, what is my favorite holiday? It would probably have to be Christmas. Just because it's like the biggest holiday, and you know, I also really like the winter. That's one of my favorite seasons for sure. We're going to put away some of these snowballs here. We don't really need them. We also don't really need the bow and the arrows. We may as well keep it with us. I think we're doing good. So what we're going to do is we're going to then look at our map again. So these are the ones we've done so far. Everyone can see that there. Those are the 3 ancient cities that we have raided. The first one here, like this one, that we've circled twice there, that's the one we did a long time ago. So we've raided 2. I'm thinking the third one we could do is, we'll do this one. Right here. Kind of that one right there. That should be probably the best one. I'll circle it in a different color here so we can see it, right? So it's kind of a really weird way I'm doing this. I'm like modifying it on paint and stuff. But we'll raid that one right there. So if we get rid of all the circles here, I guess we can kind of keep the ones we have. We want to go right there on that ancient city. And so that one is kind of, I think I can imagine where that is. So we'll go back and we'll do that. And we'll see if we can easily get to there. And someone says, why do I have disc 13 the playlist? Well, we are raiding the ancient city. It's kind of a spooky thing if you think about it. So I can't think of a better time to play disc 13, really. We're going to go over here. This should be where that ancient city is. And just think about the ancient city as we heard this song. You know, apparently the ancient city in a sense was, I've heard, actually somewhat inspired by the creepy Minecraft music discs. So discs 5 was anyway, the new sort of spooky music disc. So I think our entrance is over here. We're going to have to dig down to it as well. But we're about to raid another spooky ancient city. Spooky's kind of a dumb word for that. I'm actually going to grab a bed before I forget. Because then we can set our spawn point in case we die. I don't think we're going to die, but, you know, better safe than sorry. No point kind of making things be too risky. And disc 13 is actually like one of the first music discs that was added to the game. So it may be kind of spooky, but it is also, in a sense, a very historical version. It's like, I love the sound effects too. Definitely reminds me of the old days of the game, like right here. You can sort of hear like a player fell in water and stuff. And there's a ancient, not ancient, but a ruined portal. And I think this is a good place to, we'll actually sleep here. There's monsters nearby apparently, which is interesting. There's a skeleton, yes, it just hit me to remind me that it was apparently nearby. We'll just put our bed down here. We should be good there. You can kind of see all the things during this stream there. Let's take a look here at what we have. Someone said the monster at the end of Disc 11 inspired the Warden. Yeah, I did hear that. It's really interesting, actually. I think it's such a cool thing, the lore around that. For sure. So we're going to assume there's an ancient city beneath us. If not, we will use the seed finder to make it a little easier. But we should be fine. There's an interesting sound here too. It's like kind of a wild wind, you know, something you might hear in like a movie from a long time ago, like this kind of spooky night wind. And of course it transitions into Wait, I think this is, which is one of my favorite music discs. Wait used to be called Where Are We Now? Now this is probably not Wait, knowing my luck. Is it Wait? We'll find out if it's Wait. We'll see if I'm embarrassing myself or not. It is Wait. There we go. I know my Minecraft songs well. I can't be gotten better of by Minecraft songs, so it is Wait. And yeah, Wait used to be called Where Are We Now? It's one of the last music discs of the main types to be added. All the other music discs were added before this one was, except for, of course, you know, the new ones like Pigstep and Other Side and whatever the other one is, I forget the name. But yeah, the other one. Oh boy. Yeah, there's Other Side, and then there's the one in the Stronghold. Well, of course, there's also 5. There's 5 in the Ancient City, so there's that one. Yeah. We'll go this way. And 375 still, so a little bit more mining downwards, but once we get to this ancient city, which hopefully is down here, thankfully they're really big structures. If they weren't, doing this would not work, but it does because they're so big. And I'm hoping we'll just kind of make our way into that ancient city. We don't have to mine down that much, honestly, and then we can find our way right into the entrance of that. 51 rockets is hopefully enough, we'll find out, and we'll probably do the risky method again and try and do that. And be sure to share the stream with your friends, like it so it reaches more people, and also comment on the stream on the chat there, or once it's done, as it does help quite a bit as we're digging down here. Feel free to check out my... Where's the button? Oh, there's a button. Okay, missed it on my stream deck. There we go. That's the button. So be sure to check out my social medias. I have on Twitter, and Twitter is a crazy place right now, but why not enjoy the crazy? It is at Eyecraft_MC. My Discord link in the description. There's also a link in the chat by the admin, or by the moderators, hopefully. We also Twitch, which I've never actually streamed on, but it's at Eyecraftmc. So feel free to do that. And finally the Reddit r/Eyecraftmc. But back to Minecraft, because we just ran into something very exciting, and that is the fact that we have run into some deep dark, and it's kind of high up too. This is, well, it's not that high up, but it's high up enough. So this is a pretty interesting area. And actually, at this place, we're going to run into probably a Shrieker, so we have to be really careful. Oh, there we go. Shrieker I see. And there we go. And again, there'll be links to all those things in the chat and also the description. There we go. So definitely we could run into something dangerous here. And thank you very, very much to the super chat from Tanya Phillips there for 50 NZ. I'm guessing that's New Zealand, so that's a pretty cool place to live. It's probably not a good time to be up right now in New Zealand. Maybe it is, I'm not sure. But thank you anyway very much. It says, happy, merry, festive season to the wonderful Eyecraft family. Well, thank you very much for that, Tanya Phillips, and thank you for being a dedicated member of this community and member of the Ice Squad, and thank you so much for that super chat. And of course, Merry Christmas to everyone. We're getting pretty low, so if we don't run into the ancient city soon, which we just did, but if we don't run into it soon, it would mean we weren't above it, but we are above it because there it is. So we've been pretty lucky, kind of. I mean, I'm pretty good with kind of lining up coordinates with materials, but considering I found this based on a map that was this detailed is pretty good if you ask me. So either way, we're gonna have to head down here. We might as well use water, honestly, because why not? Water is kind of interesting. And we have a warden already, which is, brilliant. Look at that, we actually saw it climb up. That's hilarious. And there's a skeleton skull already too, which is good stuff. We're just going to fly over here. We don't really know what's here, so it's kind of dangerous. Okay, we're far enough away. Okay, so back to Ancient City rating, and be sure to check out this. So this is going to be crazy. We need to get all of our things in here, all of our random blocks that we mine down with. And of course, thank you to all my New Zealand viewers. It's actually crazy to me how many people watch from all around the world, just tons and tons. It's really cool. I think about 50% of my audience comes from North America, and then 50% comes from all around, which is pretty cool. Let's take a look here. So we'll take a little look around the ancient city. This one doesn't actually have a Shrieker, so we'll grab that. Luck of the C3 Echo Shard, nothing crazy, but we'll grab it. And we have someone who joined the Ice Squad. In fact, if you're wanting to join the Ice Squad, which is awesome, because not only does it give you a badge next to your name, it also gives you benefit. I sometimes have exclusive posts on there, and as well as that, you can basically have these awesome emotes that you can comment down below videos. You can also use the emotes in a lot of different situations. And this does not actually have a Shrieker here, which is perfect. But to gain access to that, you just want to press the join button next to my channel name, and then you can join the Ice Squad. And something that YouTube actually suggested this to me, they had a little pop-up thing on my channel page a little while ago, and they said to remind people, they actually said this, it's funny, they said to remind people that there's a thing called Super Chat gifting, or not Super Chat gifting, it's called memberships gifting. And you can gift memberships to other people, and he was saying to remind my viewers that it is a good way of giving a Christmas present, of giving people super chat, why am I saying this? Memberships. So of course, as I completely ruined that ad placement there, oh boy, there is a way of gifting super chats, memberships, if you want to. I don't know why I keep calling them super chats, but either way is an interesting feature. for sure. Now we have a lava lake here. Might be able to trick a warden into that later, although it doesn't kill it, unfortunately. Let's get our items put away and fill that out. We also have a lot of random stuff here, honestly, so we're going to put this through here, just like that. And I think that's looking better. The problem with having all these shulkers is they kind of tend to clog up our inventory a bit, but it's okay. In fact, we could honestly do... We don't need a shovel, and we don't need both pickaxes. So let's just go like that, and that'll actually give us a lot more room. That's probably a better idea, yeah. I like that. Okay, we'll do that. In fact, we'll... Yeah, that's good. Like that. There we go. Okay. And let's just eat some food here. Let's go over here. Alright, so we have this, and let's fly to our next one. So, it's a big cave. It's an amazing cave, really. This might actually go to the surface if you see how... Look at that. That's amazing. That's spectacular. That is really spectacular. Beautiful, beautiful cave. We're going to go over here. We're going to mine some of this diamond, actually, that's just here. This is not a diamond mining stream, but I mean, now it is, I guess. Lots of skeletons here to try and murder us, though, so we have to be careful. Get out of here. But, yeah. Now, this is a really dangerous thing. This is something you should be aware of. If you have a border between standard cave biomes and the deep dark, very dangerous, because there tends to be tons of mobs that generate on the edge like there, because that's the only place they can generate. And so because of that, you get a lot of them, and they can kind of make you set off things that would make the warden summon in, like that warden we saw back there. Oh, this is... There's a warden really close here, I think. To be careful. We'll just kind of hide up here for now. But again, we're going the less cautious route this time. We went cautious before. This time we're going absolutely no caution. Caution to the wind. And we're going to try and do that. Now, there is a warden really close here, so we'll have to be careful. Here's another chest. We'll mine this one. That one had enchanted golden apple. Looked like it did, but I don't see any, actually. And we're going to walk over here. Just get this chest. And then we're going to get out of there. It's not good. We're going to fly over here. Getting a couple too many wardens for my own personal comfort, so might have to be a little more careful here for a second. Just getting a little too many wardens. There's actually like 5 shriekers we just passed by there, so definitely not the safest scenario. We also weren't able to pick up all the items there, so is it safe down here? We're going to say it is, although it probably isn't. And put away all of our items, all of these away, and grab those other things we weren't able to pick up in just a second. Put that there, and we'll go like this. There we go. Alright, and we'll put that up there. That should be all organized. And then again, we'll fly back. Maybe we won't fly back. Maybe we'll take a look a little later. A lot of wardens over there. I think we'll just avoid that section for a minute. Oh, here's a good one. And there is another group of warden, probably. Just going to grab that, grab the skull. Probably should not have grabbed the skull, but we did. There we go. There's the warden right there. We're going to go this way again, try and be careful. There we go, okay. We're almost there. Oh, there's another one. Okay. Being a little crazy, honestly. We should be able to survive, though. We do have a lot of wardens at this point. Thankfully, the warden's range is pretty small. I think if they made their warden's range like 50 blocks that it could sense you from, this would be made like 10 times harder for sure. Let's put this away in a chest while we're waiting here for some of those wardens to despawn. And really don't have to wait for the wardens to despawn that much. There's not really that many. We have a lot of wool, so we technically could be more cautious. We may as well go for the cautious sort of section over here. And someone said it's a warden family reunion. It definitely is at this rate. There's that warden there. It's pretty close. It could probably get to us. So we'll be careful with that. But we're going to be kind of cautious with this one. Try and raid this one normally. Do I see a shrieker? I don't. Is there a shrieker? Probably not. Let's find out. There was not. I feel like I'm seeing the enchanted golden apples, but I'm not. And that warden just went away, which is perfect as it's the closest one to us. But I hear another one. That sounded really close. That sounds like above us. That's really strange. That's like the weird... I think the directional audio messed up there. That's very strange. Okay, got those. Again, nothing too crazy so far. We'll put it in this chest. We're getting through these pretty quickly, I would say. I've got all the wardens there, of course, to try and kill us, but they're honestly so slow. Like, I think another thing Mojang could do if they wanted to make them more difficult, I don't want them to make them more difficult, but if they did want to, is definitely get rid of that sort of animation when they, like, come in. That makes it so much slower, and there's a large iron ore vein actually right there. You can tell because there's the raw iron block. If we ever need iron, this is definitely the place to get it. And there's a skeleton skull here too, because this is those special pillars. If you ever see a pillar that looks like this, you know that it's one of those. And oh, this is a we haven't seen this structure before. This is a really cool one. This one, oh, we have a warden here too, so we might raid this in a second. But this one right here is the, oh, it's dark. Got our night vision here. We'll grab that in a second. Almost ran in lava there. But that structure right there was the sort of pool, kind of. It's like a hot tub thing, I guess. Like a sauna, maybe? One of those. And yeah, that's a really interesting structure. You got some little pools, a bigger pool, and then like some little sort of drying off rooms and stuff, I guess. Let's see here. I hear more mobs. Let's get our night vision out. And our other, here's our night vision. We got one. I think we have more than that, so we should grab that out in a second. Yeah, it's pretty good. And we can kind of use that to make this be a little bit more, sort of shed some light on the situation, so we can see that. And we have another skeleton skull there too. We'll put away these random items. And we'll put this here. I love doing the end rating on the streams, actually, or the Ancient City rating on the streams here, because it works perfectly with the super chat sound there. And always good when you're using shulkers, make sure you have all of them. Big mistake I've made before is to have something valuable in a shulker, mine that shulker, and then eventually, you know, I didn't pick it up, and so everything in it despawned, which is just never a good thing at all. We should be okay here. I think the wardens are probably gone. We'll go from the center out. There could be some stuff here. I mean, there very likely is. We'll take a, there's that warden. That's something that's over there. There's I've already been here. Okay, there'll be a warden there now. There's a warden there. We're gonna wait a second, let that warden despawn later. There's some more of these funny pillars. There should be some skeleton skulls there. We'll see if there's anything here. I think we've been here before. This looks really familiar. Yeah, there's some wool, so we've been there before for sure. That's kind of a funny thing if you've played Minecraft for long enough, is you know like exactly how things can spawn in the game. And so because of that, if you place a block like out of the right position, you can like tell for sure if a player has been there or not. But oftentimes if you're on servers a bunch, it can be more difficult because then, you know, maybe someone else was there but you weren't there, so it's sort of harder to tell. This area here may have loot. I guess we already went here before though. It's the big cave section. So this, I think this one has less chests than the other one. Oh, there's some chests. And that got us another warden, of course. Getting pretty done with the wardens, honestly. Kind of just being annoying. Hopefully that one over there disappears. In fact, this should have a skeleton skull on it, unless we grabbed it already. There's some diamonds there. We may as well grab those. And that one just disappeared, like I said. And here is a skeleton skull there, too. That's always kind of a fun thing, is like predicting where things will be, and then they are. There's the diamonds, and of course I predicted both the warden and the skull. Alright, there we go. So let's go back to that hot tub sauna thing. I will crouch there so we can actually get a good look at it, because it's a really interesting structure. Definitely gives us a lot of lore. Like it's sort of a bit like a barracks or something, this whole area. So I'm not sure what this would be, but it is interesting. There's a pool. There's a shrieker we can look at right in the face. And doesn't have a face, but you know. And over here we have the smaller tub. This one got destroyed by the skulk, I guess. Although there are some chests here too. They're kind of hidden in these little areas here. Like there's one right here. We can grab the stuff out of there. And there's a warden. I think there's another chest that'll be here. I don't want to get hurt though. We'll probably just fly out of here and kind of assume where we're going to go. There we go. There's the main portal sort of structure. And we'll grab the candles here too, like we did before. Hopefully there's no shriekers nearby. And we can kind of grab that. We'll find out if there's shriekers pretty soon. These are cool. They actually light up if you're near them. You can see that happens, and because they're waterlogged, there's no sound, so that's a cool little feature there. We'll go this way. We're doing pretty good. We got a lot of stuff already. Almost done with this ancient city too, which is good. And there's that. Oh. And there's another warden. And so we're going to go this way, I think. Try and avoid that warden. There were some items on the ground. Oh, that's actually those items we had before. That's actually funny. I didn't, like, remember to get those, but I guess I got them anyway. There we go. Perfect. And there is another warden, which is not perfect. Let's see what we can find here in terms of unrated things. I think we got honestly everything here. Like, I guess there's like a couple more chests that would be over at the other area. But we're running low on rockets too, and once we're out of rockets, then we're definitely in trouble. Have we raided this? Maybe. I don't think so. Let's take a look. We did. Okay, and hopefully that's the warden at the sort of sauna. So we'll fly to the sauna. We'll grab the last chest that's there. I know I haven't looked inside the portal for any of these, but there isn't really anything valuable at that area, so tends to be the case. Let's see, there's the lava. Where is the hot tub area anyway? I think it's here? Maybe. Oh, there's another chest we haven't got. And we can't grab it all, so perfect. I guess we'll just... I don't see anything valuable, so we're fine by leaving that. Don't like leaving things, but sometimes you just have to, unfortunately. We're definitely at a dangerous place where, like, everywhere we go there's, like, more wardens, so... not ideal. Not ideal at all. But it is what it is for sure. 13 rockets, too, so that's getting pretty low. I think we're far away enough from the wardens for it to be okay, so we'll go over here. Maybe some chests here too, but I think we got them already. And of course there's another warden here, so this area isn't safe now. Is it safe over here, in this corner, the lava corner? Maybe. We'll go up here. We can probably make our way out of here actually if we're careful, because it gets pretty high up. Would this go out? Maybe. That is 97. This is really high up. This has got to be like super high up. If we just dig out, like, we got to be out of here in like a couple minutes, maybe, because this is 100. That's definitely like a mountain anyway. I guess it would have to be a mountain because it's an ancient city, of course. But yeah, we should be almost good there then. I'll throw these in here. We'll keep another night vision on us. And yeah, this is very high up. You can see there's like kind of a cutoff here. So this up here might lead out. I'm not sure. Like, technically this dirt could even lead us to the surface. I doubt it, but it technically could. Oh, there's some grass there actually. We gotta be near the surface then. For sure. 100%. And this is gonna be an easy route to the ancient city again, which is cool. So yeah, we'll just dig out this way. See kind of what's here. And see where we can find it. And we'll go over here. And let's take a look. So we need the... we need our shovel. There we go. We should be able to make our way out of here. That was a crazy ancient city, honestly. We were able to get tons of stuff there. Not as many enchanted golden apples overall as I'd hoped. We're not even really at a mountain, are we? I guess we kind of are, yeah. What's the way back now? This is going to be the true mystery, is how do we find our way back? This was the mountain. I think it was this way. I think. Our base should be right up there, if I'm correct. I am correct. There we go. I got a pretty good memory of that. And yeah, I think that's everything we've got. I believe. We'll find out. We'll take a look at our sort of survey all of our loot and see what we got. We have to see the, the final raid. That's always the most exciting part, right? Is the total amount we found. Definitely going to be interesting to see how many things we found here for sure. And obviously, like, I think total number of enchanted golden apples will be interesting. Alright, so mostly enchanted books seems to be the biggest loot. There's the 4 enchanted golden apples. I will put all these random things away in here too. Like this, I think. There we go. Alright, so we'll make some chests for these things first. I guess we should probably go back and grab those other random items at the other fortress, or the other ancient city. I think we'll do that a little bit later. Let's just start with grabbing, let's say, the diamonds. How many diamonds did we get? We didn't even, find any diamonds in the chests, but just sort of random diamonds. I wouldn't even be shocked if we found more diamonds doing this than we would have if we had have been strip mining, because there's just so many. That is 13 ore and 19 diamonds. We'll mine the ore. See what we get out of those. We could actually save the ore, but we don't really need to. Get the fireworks out of my hands before I waste all of them. And the other pickaxe we have is in this one of these. Here it is. I always like having my Fortune and Silk Touch pickaxes on my hotbar. It generally works well. And we move over here. And someone said, why don't I change my resource pack to a darker GUI? I just tend to like playing Minecraft 100% vanilla. So even things like texture packs, I prefer to just have everything be default. But 49 diamonds is great. And actually that is almost doubling our total number of diamonds. And so, let's see where the music stopped. There we go. But yeah, we have, there's fixed up. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, that almost doubles our number of diamonds there, which is awesome. Let's see how many candles we got too. That's kind of a random item we were collecting, but we may as well see how many we were able to find. I know there's also some candles in the actual loot chest, so it's sort of two big sources of those. And we'll go through here and find that. And I think that is, I guess about 5 stacks, a little under 5 stacks. That's really good. And something actually really crazy I found is if you go on YouTube and you take a look at the live stream section and you go to Minecraft, there's actually a really small number of people that live stream Minecraft because almost all the streams are like these stupid monster school things and stuff. And so generally when we're streaming, we're actually one of the biggest Minecraft streams during this, which is kind of funny because I'm not that big of a YouTuber, but obviously there's just not a lot of people that stream, which is kind of cool. So thank you to all the viewers for making that possible. And actually, speaking of the viewers, I think we're going to save this goat right here. So I want everyone in the chat to spam for me a good name for this goat. Obviously, goats are kind of a funny mob, and there's a lot of opportunities here for a name. So I want everyone to tell me what we should name this goat. And let's get lots and lots of suggestions here as we sort of sort through our items. And just see what we can name that goat. And of course, then your input will be forever inside of this series. Just like, let's say, our Green Parrot Granny Smith, or like all the names of the allays that are over here. And there we have a good number. Alright, music discs too. We got so many music discs. Other side, yeah, that's the one. Let's see here. There's Swift Sneak. Okay. There's a ton of these. We actually have a Cursive Binding book, which is kind of useful. Not really sure if we'll really need that or not, but that is an insane amount of enchanted books. Look at that. That is crazy. You kind of realize like how many chests we've actually opened when you see how many enchanted books there are. We've also gotten honestly fairly unlucky in terms of enchanted golden apples. I think they tend to be a bit more common. But we still did pretty good. And actually looking at our little chart here, we can actually mark out all the things that we've raided so far. So if we take a look here, we have raided this ancient city. We've raided this ancient city. I'm not sure if we've raided all the way, but I think we have. We've raided this ancient city, and we've raided this ancient city, and 3 of those raids were actually on the stream there, which is pretty cool. So we have that, and then of course, we have all the insane loot from that. Alright, so coal even's like another random item we have a lot of, honestly, and bones and things like that. So many random items here. Let's try coal and bones. See how many coal and bones we got out of that. That'd be like the loot you'd get from wither skeletons normally. And I love the amount of books too. Definitely great if you're trying to get your full enchanting set up with all the books to potentially get your bones, or to get your books from the ancient city. And we got 4 more skeleton skulls too. Look at that. Our collection went from 7 to 11, which is pretty good. And then we have, of course, all these treasures here. And here we have our insanely large number of names here. There's tons of different names here. Lots of people kind of picking the same names. A lot of people are thinking that Billy is a good name. I know that like a Billy Goat is kind of a name for it. We could do that. I guess in like most people's sort of suggestions being picked. So Billy will be the name of that goat. In fact, we could literally name it, which is exciting because we like normally we'll just kind of name them, but you know, we're not really naming them. This time we're actually going to name it Billy because we have a name tag, and we also have an anvil somewhere around here. I think it's in the enchanting area. There we go. We will name this name tag Billy. And I just minimized the Minecraft there. Sorry about that. That's kind of funny. But anyway, we'll rename that name tag right there. And not sure why it's not letting me rename it. That's strange. There we go. Billy. And Billy will be the name of our goat. There we go. And we will put that over here and we'll get it out of the... I guess we'll keep it in the boat actually, but we'll name it right here. There we go. There's Billy. That's perfect, right? Kind of looks like Billy. I don't know. There we go. There's a Billy goat. We can kind of ride it around here. Whatever floats your goat. That is incorrect. Get in a boat and float with a goat. What? I don't think that's the correct achievement. Maybe it is. I think that's supposed to happen when it has levitation, but either way, we got the achievement, so whatever. There we go. I don't think we were supposed to, but whatever. There is our achievement. And there is our 4 enchanted golden apples too, and now we did have some before. We'll have to take a look for those, but overall, we definitely got a large number of those, absolutely, which is cool, for sure. Let's see what we have here in terms of that. There's even that new goat horn we got earlier on as well. And so much of the random iron armor, I'm not even sure what we'll do with all of it. There's actually another skeleton skull, so we actually do have a full 12 skeleton skulls there, which is an awesome collection. And there we go. Anyway, that is going to be the end of this stream and the end of my last stream in 2022. I'm looking forward to 2023, and I want to wish everyone here an amazing Christmas, holiday season, and New Year. I will be streaming again in probably 3 weeks, something like that, when it's the New Year, since I'm going to be taking a Christmas break. But there's going to be lots of amazing uploads to look out for. I'm hoping next week can have 4 uploads, and we're going to have all kinds of amazing stuff, so you can still play Minecraft and learn how to play it during the holiday season. I'll see you in the next stream, and goodbye everyone, and thank you for joining, and for making this last stream of the year absolutely amazing.